Good morning, traders. Who's ready to make that money? Let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. I'm ready to go ahead and get started. I know Zunaid and Lord Ryan are ready too. So let's get into it. Welcome to it. Live trading with Benzinga. And do me a favor. If you're not subscribed, hit that button down below.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
The fam is all here. Yes, we're all ready to get to it. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on Lord Ryan and Zunaid. What's going on, guys?
Good morning to you. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everybody else.
Good morning. It's another morning. The market is here for us, and we are going to attempt to make some money today. Good to see y'all. Good to see the fam out there in the chat. Welcome, everyone.
Got that water going, baby.
Ooh, I got to go get mine. I just have coffee right now.
Go.
Yeah, I'm about
I need some
about
coffee.
6 ounces in. I don't know, something like that.
Might have to make a coffee run if I make a quick, good trade. Who knows? Let's go ahead. Let's keep it going here. Let's see what's going on out there. It looks like we have a lot of people joining us. It's good to see all the familiar faces in the chat. Jay Wild, BNZ, Dona, Robert, Red, Brittany, Shannon, Jessica, Quantum. Of course, we got Manu. We got Sabrina in the house. Chermo. Let's go, guys. Sound the alarm. The beach bum is here. And I need to get to some beach action. But Trevor Jones, let's go, man. Good morning to you, too. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at what's going on in the markets right now and where some trades are setting on up. First things first is who wants to take the reins and go first here?
I will. I'll go first because I'll just start with the small caps.
Boom, baby.
I'm sure Zunaid's got his eyes on some larger caps, and we can talk about the broader market as kind of a transition here. So let's just cover some of the very quick things that you're going to see on your movers tool. First of all, let's talk about pets. It's not up 2,000%. This had a 1-for-20 reverse split. This is I would stay away from this. This is a Chinese company that likes to do whatever it wants. It's similar to Dog Z. We saw what happened that one day on Dog Z. So I would just stay away from this, more of a warning than anything else. But it is looks like it's popping a little bit on its reverse split. Sometimes stocks run after they have a reverse split. Maybe that's what the plan is here. Hard pass, though. We will be taking a look at CAVL. This is CAVL Brands Innovations. Shares are trading higher if the company reached an agreement with Philip Morris for international electronic nicotine delivery system product distribution. So definitely have a little bit of a, moral thing about trading Philip Morris. Certainly nicotine, lost my father to lung cancer. Don't really like any of that. But I think that this is just kind of a small cap that might produce an opportunity here. So we'll see if we can take advantage of this. This is actually going to be the stock that I watch out of the open here. It's almost at the level that I would want to buy it at. Being at 250 is also kind of a roundish number there. So I'd like to see it kind of hold that 242, maybe even 240, and then find some footing, have that volume expand, and then take us to the highs here. If we do hold at 240 and we do challenge the highs, you're looking at like 73 cents of potential profit from bottom to top. So even if you only get 50 of that, still pretty good for a trade. Even on 1,000 shares, that's a $500 profit. And this is a pretty cheap stock. So this is pretty much the strategy around the open. I don't necessarily want to go too hard around the open here. Might wait a little bit. Again, I want to wait for the setup. I don't want to be too early to some of these names. Going down the list here, I know I don't like trading some of these pennies that are under $1, but unfortunately, that seems to be where the action is. This one's actually leaking a little bit more from when I first charted it this morning. It looks like we're down a little bit more. So it'd be interesting to see where we hold, if we do in fact hold. This has been where the action is. we have had a lot of names like this really moving and really providing some tradable opportunities. So it would be prudent just to at least kind of talk about it and take a look at it now. If we're able to hold here, maybe 75, 76, and then a run at the highs at 87, that's going to give you 11 cents of profit. If it breaks and then pops above, maybe that's a little bit more. We'll watch it. We'll see. It's not going to be my highest priority by any means. Going down the list here, QD, this is another one here. This one a little bit closer to 1. I actually think that this probably has a better chance at popping and moving. Again, we'll see. We do have a catalyst here, Kwai QDN. I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry. Shares are trading higher if the company announced a share repurchase program of up to 200 million. So buybacks. We had another stock. I can't remember which one it is. I'm mixing it up, but I feel like last week we had a buyback catalyst that moved a stock too. We'll see if it does, if that works here today. Again, this is under $1, but about to tack that $1 mark. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Here's another penny. SLNO. This looks like this is trying to hold this 22-cent level and then move up towards the 30-cent level. I'll be honest with you, I'm probably just going to pass on this one completely. INDO. This is one of our oil companies, our oil names that we've traded here in the past. This already making a move. This move somewhat recent. The big thing here for this, if you're going to trade this, let's let this shake out and settle before we actually try to take a stab at a trade on either side, frankly. If I trade this, it will be to the long side. It's a right about at its VWAP right now, I believe. Yeah, 991. Okay, so it just broke beneath its VWAP. Let's wait for this to set up before we trade it, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it here. Now, Clovis, this is technically a penny stock, but this was already above $1 yesterday. This stock has been higher in the past. I'm not sure on their technology. I'm not sure on their end game here. They are an oncology stock, so I am always rooting for anti-cancer stocks, whether they work or not. So we'll see if this one is possible to trade here. I do think that this makes a move through $1. Move through $1 here probably goes and challenges the highs. I should actually mark those levels off. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for here on Clovis. And I think we've got one more in here. Yep. Here's another penny. Again, this one kind of close to $1 is EMBK, Embark Technology. We don't really have any catalyst here today. So the ones I'm looking at here, just to kind of recap, KAVL, KAVL, INDO, we're going to watch it. We're not going to overdo it. Clovis, and maybe QD. So those 4 are probably going to be the ones that we're watching right here out of the open.
Awesome. Appreciate that insight. I'm going to go and throw my stuff up here. One of the ones that I am currently in is going to be HUSA. My entry price is $7.14. My stop loss is going to be below $7. Just trying to see if we can ride this on through. You can see from the past couple of sessions, let's go to the hourly. A little bit of a downtrend, but obviously longer term than that, it is on an uptrend. Looking to break the 750. If we can break 750, maybe we can go ahead and test. Here, let me go ahead and put the 750, like right about there. 760 is what I've got there. And then you've got about $8. And then, of course, go to 8. So these are the levels that I've got, trying to break above it if we possibly can to go and get some entry points and some exits. Again, 714 is my entry on that one currently. Stop loss again below 7. Let's go and check out the SPY. Yesterday we had some beautiful shorts on the SPY. Told you guys the ultimate target for me was 375, as that was a level that I wanted to keep an eye on. We went ahead and bounced from there exactly, and then eventually later on in the afternoon we broke that level. So when we come on back, SPY, it may try to go ahead and test 380s. I would look to go short there just to kind of scalp it a little bit, maybe half a point or so via puts, and then we'll see if it wants to test back 375 as support and try to scalp the calls that way as well. Always going to pay attention to VWAP and see what we can go ahead and cook up on that side of things. Let's go to take a look at Tesla. Tesla went ahead and obviously broke the 650 yesterday. Didn't quite get all the way down, though, at 645. went ahead and held. So I'm going to have this level right here. Boom, there we go. And currently Tesla is above 650. So we're going to see how it kind of plays out. Maybe he wants to go ahead and test the 670s and get rejected from there. Be interested in some puts, but not the clearest picture for me on this one. What I do have a little bit of a better read on is going to be BABA. BABA got you maybe half a point of a bounce. There's nothing crazy off of 100, but once it cracked, it gave you a couple of points there. Now it is above 100. It gapped up here at the 102.50. So I'm interested to see how it behaves. Is it going to try to go above 102.50 or is it going to try to come back and test 100? If it tries to test 100, that's the area that I'm most interested in to try to play some long calls on it. But a crack above and then a retest, I'd be interested in going short. You've also got coin that's getting closer and closer to the $50 level. You can see yesterday it kind of bounced around there as soon as it got above, and it gave you some momentum to the upside, but ultimately it came right back down. And now we're trying to break above the $54 high, which was the yesterday's session high. So if it comes down and tries to test $50, I'd be interested in going long there and trying to scalp it. Same thing as BABA. If it goes inside, or excuse me, underneath and tries to come back, I'd be interested to the short side on this one as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Qs. The 280s is going to be an area that I'm interested in. If we can crack up above 280 and hold and come back with a retest, I'd be interested on the long side. But if we go ahead and crack this 275, maybe start grabbing some puts, because again, 275, 274 is going to be a level that's going to have a support, and you don't have as much of a downside move in my opinion. But again, keep in mind, if we go to the daily, we are well, I think we're now here. I believe we're at 35% from highs. Let me see. 33%. I was off by 2%. Yep. And then SPY, I think, is at 23. Let's see what SPY is at here. 22.33, give or take. So obviously bear market. We've been in a bear market for the Qs, and now the SPY has rejoined after a nice little bounce there. So you can see we're at new lows, right? I mean, again, obviously not all-time lows or anything like that, because Lord knows that would be catastrophic. But we're at recent new lows on the SPY, and that'll be interesting to see if we can break above the 280, and then of course the 282 level here. It's always nice when your drawings work out in terms of support and resistance on these charts. But that's kind of pretty much what I have. I realized that recently I've kind of stopped playing AMD and NVIDIA, and that's because the levels that I usually looked at, they were no longer there. And after it broke 100, I didn't exactly have a good read on AMD, so I stopped trading that one. And if you go to NVIDIA, kind of the same situation, unless, of course, it wants to come back and test 150s. 152 is where it bounced last time. Let me go ahead and get rid of this line as it no longer matters. But yeah, that's the only kind of thing that I'm keeping an eye on in the markets. Nothing too crazy at all. And of course, if I do see some options coming in, I will go ahead and take a look and try to find some plays there. But that's what I've got. Someone mentioned Ford earlier. Ford would be interesting to me if it wants to go ahead and come back and test 10 one day, because that's ultimately where I would love to load up on Ford. No idea if we'll ever get that opportunity or not, but that'd be an area that I'd be interested on Ford.
All right, what's going on out there, guys? How we doing? Hanging on in there. Ford, baby. CCLR mentioned in the chat. Hertz talking about this one. Did you cover this one, Ryan?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, it does have news. It does it acquired a company here. So let me go ahead and I'll talk about that. They traded higher after they announced the receipt of a take private proposal from the Ham fam. So looks like they're trying to take it private, and looks like there's also $70 share price mentioned with this. So let me actually just pull in the news here. I kind of get annoyed when this happens. Hold on one second. Trying to pull it up there, but I get annoyed because I just have the details on the right hand side, and somehow the little question box goes over right where I want to pop it out. But that's just probably my zoom in level. So let me pull that out. I think it's $70, but I just wanted to get the billion kind of what the actual price was, but I'm not going to stress about it. Let's move forward. CLR, we'll look to see if it can hold. It's already past that. It's up at 73.19. It's really made a huge run in this pre-market, so we'll see what happens with this one. Let's keep moving forward. Of course, we've been watching a lot of shorts lately, right? And so now we're actually going to look for a little bit of a relief rally today. I think we might get a little bit of relief. Why this could happen? is because, one of the things is we're expecting some negative catalyst news tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be expecting kind of to look for some downside, a continuation. But today could be one of those days where we kind of go just sideways and kind of pop up a little bit, make up some of this gap that we had. Because remember, we gapped down here. And we gapped down from around 389 all the way down there to about 380s. And so we could come up here towards, I think, 381s, 382s, make up some of this gap before we try to head right back down. We'll see what happens there. For news out there, you're going to see a lot of mentions on vehicles. A lot of this is coming to, there was some talk that they're pretty much trying to request to increase the electric vehicle credit. That came from GM, that came from Ford. And so CEOs trying to push on it, being like, well, can we get like maybe 10,000 off these prices? Can we get 10,000 credit versus 7,500? Can we get 12,000, maybe 15,000? Because we all know how the prices of the vehicles are continuing to go on up. And these EVs that are going to come out are going to be expensive. Let's just be honest. They're not going to be cheap. And so you're going to need some kind of credit to try to help you get these prices down so that the consumer goes buying it. And right now, I don't think the consumer is buying many vehicles. So it's going to be very difficult when you get all these EVs that finally start getting produced, but how are you going to get them off the line is going to be the difficult thing. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, keep on watch, guys. Friday, we'll have the quadruple witching. If you guys don't know what quadruple witching is, it's when all the derivative contracts expire simultaneously. So expect some fireworks coming out of then. Oracle's earnings. Let's talk about that. Really good earnings here. They did a beat and a beat. Earnings per share were $1.54. Adjusted beat the expectation to $1.37, and revenue was at $11.84 billion, beating expectations of revenue 11.6. So good day there for Oracle. Let's look at Salesforce. Salesforce is CRM, right? And so we'll keep on watch today. I actually would watch this one to break out above the 170s. It's already making a move here in the pre-market, like it wants to break out above 169. I'm going to look for a strong candle right here, right out the gates here for CRM. And a big part of this is going to be based off of the sympathy that you're getting a good earnings report in the industry. Now, let's see if we get a nice little rise up there to 170. Then we'll look for a little pullback, probably around 169.25s for the VWAP entry. We'll see how this reacts right at the bell. But this is definitely one of my top plays today. So much that I'm actually going to have to throw it up on the Benzinga Pro trade widget. So if you guys don't know about that, check that on out. Need to throw up an idea right there. Bullish, baby. We're going to go CRM. And we'll also take a look here. It's going to be a day trade. Move off of sympathy. So check that on out, guys. I haven't gotten a chance to even put this up today. So just wanted to give you guys it. And if you guys haven't checked it on out, it's a pretty cool feature that we have now. And so I'll show you guys it right now. And if you guys might get a little bit of some what you shouldn't be seeing, because you guys need to go ahead and get to it yourself. But on the right-hand side, so we have this ability where you can put in a move here. So move off sympathy. This is, of course, off of Oracle's earnings, a beat and a beat. And then the duration is going to be, you're looking for a move above 169, going to 170 to show strength. And you're looking for pullbacks to VWAP. All right, risk will be a down move in the overall market. Because if that happens, that's when you really got to be careful. On the downside, you don't want to see 167s break. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll submit it. So this is how you would see it. You guys can come on in here and upvote, downvote, and add comments. So definitely check out some other trades. We have some really good traders that come on here. Anne-Marie trades. Emery Band putting up some trades on there. So check that on out, guys.
And Mitch, one more thing. If you
Yeah.
click on the name of any of those traders that are submitting ideas, it will actually take you to our website filtered for only that person's trades. So now that you just saw Mitch enter a trade there, if you click on it, you'll be able to go see other trades that Mitch has posted, and you can kind of get a feel for some of the other traders out there, like Anne-Marie Band, which he mentioned, who is a pro
Yeah.
and has
Look.
been doing this for a long time. Folks.
Options trades getting put up by Emery Band. So check that on out, guys.
Absolutely.
And then you guys can also check out some of my trades here. You know what I mean? Check it on out, guys. We'll go ahead and take a look.
There's a lot in that trade ideas tool, and if you're looking for ideas to trade, I would say start there and also use the chat.
Check it on
Glad
out,
you're bringing
guys.
that to everyone's attention, Mitch.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome tool to use, and it's one of my favorite features of Benzinga Pro. You guys know I'll definitely tell you guys what I really like, so that you guys, if that's something that you guys really like, check it on out. I think trade ideas are something important. And one of the things that I always love is taking a trade idea from someone, let's say like Ryan put up, and then taking my own analysis into it. So I see what Ryan was looking at. Let's see if I see the same thing. Not necessarily trying to attach myself and copy, but learn off of how he's approaching it, and then see if that's what I see also out of my processing. So let's go ahead. Let's get towards the bell here. 1 minute left, less than that. We got about 30 seconds here. Let's go. Let's go, fam. All right. Let's do it.
I'm ready to roll, man. I'm ready for
I'm
this
ready for
puppy
some
to open.
fried
Let's
chicken,
go.
baby. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get that fried chicken.
And I got my water. We're all set to go now. Topped it off.
Nice.
Nice.
Got the OJ pinky on up, baby. Pinkies on up.
Already
Let's get
had
ready.
my
Let's
fresh
get ready.
squeeze OJ this morning.
Let's get
ready to roll. All right.
Ding,
Good luck,
ding,
everyone.
Ding, 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 ding. You know what that means, guys? The market's open, and it's time to use your process to go ahead and get into the green. Wish you guys the best out there. And like always, consider all the risk and do what you can do best, which is stick to your system. All right. And one of the things is, of course, is we're going to keep on watch the market here. The overall market is very important to watch to see if we get that rise, or do we get another down day here, starting off going into the red. I'll keep on watch to see when this actually starts breaking up towards the green side here. But let me go ahead and share up the right screen here. Boom, boom. I got the SPY up, and I'll put up some other charts. If you guys got anything moving or you're taking some trades, go ahead and let me know.
CAVL is the one I'm interested in. It's kind of leaking here through 250. Again, it's probably going to have to settle. Tried to scalp it through 50, didn't go anywhere, sold it flat, but looking for an opportunity here to push. Don't want to jump in too much without this settling here. This is back and forth. I don't really think it's picked a direction yet.
All right, HUSA now coming up to 744s. I'm all out.
Boom, boom.
Nice job. Shoot. HUSA was the trade out of the open there. If you took that on that pop, I would take some of this off and lock it in.
Yeah, we grabbed this at 714 with a stop loss
Nice.
below. And again, this is why you have your limit orders. Look at that. Just got to my
That's
area.
why you
which
take
was
it.
high,
That's so.
and I'm out.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Zunaid, but that's
You're good.
exactly why I was just saying take some of it and book some of it if you got it, because you're going to get a pullback just like that.
Yep. And now I'm all out of it. I am good. I do not care what it does. Yeah, sweet little trade in 60 seconds at the open, at least. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at futures as well. Got me hooked on
Long
some futures.
here, long Salesforce,
Nice.
169.22s. Looking for a nice push here. There's 169. Can we get to 170s?
By the way, someone earlier was asking. Here's Clovis. Someone earlier was asking why IMPP was up, or why was Indo up? Was there news? This is just moving with oil. Oil popped to the highs, and I believe that is a new high too. So that's
Especially with the acquisition of energy or something like that. That stock that got, I don't know, maybe that has something to do
Yeah,
with it.
OPEC agree. There was a post here. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll read it to you.
All right, not really seeing what I wanted to see there in Salesforce. Should have got a continuation here. We do break through the 168.20s. I'm going to go ahead and get on out.
Oil prices jump after OPEC cuts oil supply forecast and says OPEC output fell in May. And then the U.S. natural gas futures retreated by 6%, erasing early gains. That's what happened to Boyle and Cold. By the way, when it comes to natural gas, a lot of more experienced traders than me have told me, natural gas is the widow maker. Yeah, you can make a lot of money, but you can get wiped out pretty quick. So if you're trading nat gas, especially those levered ETFs, please be careful. That stuff can really kind of hurt you.
Oh, say less. I'm gonna go try to.
I'm out.
Say less.
I'm out there on Salesforce. First loss on the day, about 80 cents there on that loss there. It was a lower share size because it's 168, but still a little bit of a hit there on Salesforce. Just didn't continue the push. It went to 169.63. Looked like it was heading to 170, but also the SPY was pulling back at the same time. Q's pulling back at the same time. So let's see if A and B gets that nice push. That is setting on up for a nice push above 88. We'll see if that can continue, but definitely need the overall market to show us the trend here.
Keith saying new term widowmaker. Keith, I wish that were true. I wish that I could take credit for such an awesome description of a stock, but unfortunately, this has been around for longer than I have in the market. This is I didn't come up with this, just repeating it, but it's fitting.
Completely, yeah. Huge spreads in CRM definitely affected there and pushed me out too. The spread opening up there, you're seeing about 30-40 cents there. So
KAVL pulling here, that's probably pretty good. Born to be free saying AERC is about to pop. AERC is popping here. We actually moved off that 16 level. It's right
market heading down.
Off of VWAP.
Market breaking down there, guys.
SPY is trying to find its footing, but it's just not able to do it yet.
Yeah, Qs are leading right now. You can see the Qs. The Qs actually just broke through that first low that we made on that first bounce.
If the SPY wants to get to 375, I would be interested to scalp some longs, and I'm also going to see if let's see what the futures will give me here on that side.
Looking for maybe potentially going from red to green on the day. So look for red to greens, maybe start showing up. Let's take a look at the sectors. What's going on over there? Looks like we got industrials up, financial services making a nice lift right now. Consumer cyclicals not having a bad day there. So the beat up stocks making a little bit of a lift today. Utilities also
here
up
too. We've talked about Dawn quite a bit. This is actually pushing up off of the open here, 1420 here.
Dawn. That one's a mover, man. Let's take a look at that one. I'm down to trade that one.
SONM now above its VWAP. We talked about this trying to take out 85, 86. We'll see if it can move up there, but it's moving now. KAVL starting to curl too.
I actually like this Dawn setup. I'm looking for a pullback here to like 14 here. Really quick pullback.
SONM. Okay, so I'm having indecision on which stock I want to play here. QD pushing up towards 98. SONM popping. I actually feel like I'm a little slow on that one. We'll see. We'll watch this though.
Let's see what's going on with Qualcomm here.
SONM going here.
SONM.
Yep. I got a VWAP here of what? 76, 77. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I want to. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the SPY to come back and test at 375s, and try to take my long that way if it wants to test it.
Clovis trying to go towards that $1 mark.
All right, trying to get in here some Dawn. at like 1380s. If we can see a little bit of a pullback here, I'd like it.
Big Prince and Clovis looks. I might try some. Oh, nope.
It's already moving there, that Don.
Yeah.
Tried to grab some there in 1380s, but didn't get to it. It got to 1390s. And it was really quick on the bid there. Tried to put out a limit order at 1390 too.
Yeah, here we go on Clovis. I want to take a stab at this. I really do.
I saw what you put, Bug. I'll take a look at then to that. But it wouldn't really necessarily be on this show because that was more like just kind of a product that we went to go check out because they kind of literally invited
Long
us.
Clovis here at 99 cents.
I'm gonna take a shot at Baba here at 102.50. Stop loss below 102.
See if we can keep going. Really what I want to see here out of Clovis. Oh, let me bring it up here. Really what I want to see here out of Clovis is a move towards this area, that 115 area. So we'll see if we end up getting that here. We're definitely here. We are at 1. A little bit of size there at 1. They're hitting it. It looks, there it goes. And now 1 bid. So here we go. Let's see if we can actually get this to move a little bit more than this. Again, high at 115 yesterday. Should have known, by the way, that this moved yesterday.
Don did a nice little pullback there to the 1390s. Now really pushing up. Could go through the highs of the 1450s. This is a good mover on the day. It's up about 7%. We'll see what happens. I'll look for a pullback, but not going to overextend myself.
You got Baba coming down a little bit. Almost hit my profit targets, but
SPY looking
missed
to
it by
break the
20
lows.
cents.
SPY looking to break the lows. Q's continuing down. Careful, guys. Be careful out there. Tesla breaking down there. Apple breaking down. NVIDIA
Clovis
starting to break
now.
down. Yeah, things are starting to turn around there.
I'm going to add a little bit here to Clovis. Got an average price here of 98.5. I got to think that this tests above 1 again. I think if we get down, if we really kind of start sinking through VWAP, we'll probably pull this trade.
Baba jumping off of that support at 102 still. So we're still hanging in that trade. Bought some more here. So my average price is 102.37. Stop loss is about 101.87. And I am still waiting for SPY to go and test that 375.
I am waiting for Clovis to come back up here and test 1. I want to see what the battle is like at 1. We're currently at 99.5 or so. I want to see what the battle's like at 1 again here. I feel like you might get more of a push through 1 if we can do that. We'll see, though.
All right, Baba stopped out. L.
Sark in a way, man.
Huh?
The Sark.
Oh, the inverse ETF.
You know it. That thing was a monster opportunity at 60s. And it was at 40s. And it was at 30s.
I have orders out to buy some 376 calls at, what is this?
Oof, Don continuing
At
to push up there to
450s.
1460s. Don. All I think is Don soap, though.
Let's see.
Oil bouncing back a little bit today. Yep.
Yeah, oil's at the highs. Still watching Clovis here. Definitely pulling it. Again, got VWAP at 95. So that's going to be the line in the sand here. If we trade below 95, I'm going to pull this for a small loss, hoping that we can pop above 1 and then maybe get going on a 101 takeout. Not looking good so far, though, folks.
All right, looks like my SPY equity got filled at 375.20. Stop loss for me on this one is going to be about 374.84. And almost got filled on, let's see here. All right, went ahead and took those calls that I was telling you guys about. I got filled at 458.
Market at lows, folks. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a bounce of at least half a point. Here if I can
Don
get it.
ripping, guys. Don ripping. Missed that $14 pullback, and that ripped about 75 cents on that pullback. That was a really good play there. Don, if you played Don today off the VWAP, congratulations. That's how you play a VWAP bounce.
Stopped on the equity side on SPY.
SPY
About-
heading down there, guys.
I'm about to be stopped out here on Clovis if it doesn't bounce.
Am loosening down to 15. Should have held some of those shorts in the 1850s.
That was a high conviction short for you, Mitch. I will say.
Should have held on to some of it. I didn't hold on to the runner this time. That was a mistake.
Well, you'd gotten stopped out when you went to VCon, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
On your short one. Yeah. So you followed your rules. You can't get mad at that.
No.
By the way,
When I went
stopped
back
out on
into
SPY
it
calls.
earlier
you went
this
back to it
week.
after that.
Yeah, I nailed it earlier this week.
Gotcha.
So
Because
it was on
had a
Friday.
nice trade
Friday, I had a nice trade on it again.
before you went to VCon.
But yeah, I mean, Lucid's been my biggest gain of the year.
For sure.
I just think it's going to eventually go maybe even to 10. So there's still an opportunity there.
Jonathan saying RSI support doesn't matter. Sell everything. Jonathan, honest to God, that's the spot that I feel like we really need to get to. When everyone is scared and everyone is selling everything that they have, that is going to be your extreme entry trigger for buying. In fact, I would actually rather see that happen quickly. Clovis bouncing here, actually. Well, I didn't even realize. Wow, 99 here. Boy, am I glad I didn't get stopped out here. Moving. Let's see if we can move through $1 here. Anyway, Jonathan, what I was saying is I would rather this happen quickly, right? I'd rather let's just do it, right? Let's just puke this out. Let's get rid of the weekends. I will see if it ends up working that way. Clovis going here now?
Calling me a paper hand, bro?
No, not you. You the man, Mitch. Come on, Clovis. Take out 103. Take out 103.
BAC trying to get through the trend line here. So looks like financial is trying to push on up a little bit here. Doesn't look too bad there. BAC, JPM starting to push there. Keeping an eye out on these. These don't look too bad. Citi also.
There
nice
we
little
go,
push there.
Clovis. Here we go.
Yeah, nice little push in the banks right now.
All right, I'm going to take that off here. Nice little $240 trade to open the day on
Very
Clovis.
nice.
Let's go. Let's go,
Very
folks.
nice trade.
Nice little movement right now going on in financials.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at this.
still going. Clovis still going.
Citi, JPM, BAC.
Oh, big bid 205. Sorry, I'm talking over you guys. I'm out of
You're good. You're good.
You're fine with me.
I'm out of the trade. I'm actually going to go to the washroom real quick. BRB.
That trade was so good. Ryan peed his pants.
You've got Baba trying to crawl over 102. Man, those SPY calls were great. I just got a little too tight of a stop. That's on me.
All right, with the banks going up, I'm going to take a quick scalp type of trade here. Honestly, I'm not going to hold this. Definitely not for a swing, but I'm going to take a little bit of attempt here. I just need a little bit, like a 1 cent pullback. Looking to see if I can get it here. Looking at SoFi, because I know it's been hit hard here. There's a wall here, this building right now. It's at the 183s. Could get taken out.
I could get smacked in the head, but I'm going to go short here on the SPY. 375 puts got filled at 447. Stop loss above 377.
Adobe, what's going on? CRM? Ooh, glad I got rid of that. That thing's getting whacked. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you save yourself some money, guys.
Market trying to bounce here. So Nicole says, I pulled out too soon AO, meaning out of Clovis. So I did too, Nicole. The reality here, though, is that taking gains into strength is never a bad idea. Especially if you're trading with size. It might not matter if you have a little bit of size on, but if you're trading with any kind of size, you're probably better off actually selling into strength as opposed to trying to hit the top. You've heard me and a lot of other people in the chat here as well say that you don't need to hit the bottoms and the tops. You just need to hit that movement. Now, looking at Clovis's chart here and the volume, this does look higher. 115 looks like it's on deck. We'll see if we get there. But again, if you have profit, don't get mad at that. Put it in your pocket. Look for the other setup. That's the best way that you can do it.
Like this gush right now. Oil coming on up here. Like to see a little bit of a pullback, but it's not really getting it. A lot of times gush likes to just keep going and then it does an extreme pullback.
KAVL curling here. Now, what's interesting here, KAVL, that 242, 243 spot. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe resistance is going to be a little bit higher here.
It's a little slow action, a little slow for me.
Okay, AVL yanked off that 243 spot and then right back to it. This one moving around a lot. This is what we talked about, waiting for it to settle.
Oof.
We'll see. What did
I'm
you
gonna
look
look.
Real estate just getting slammed again, second day in a row. It's crazy out there, guys. I think we're in for some housing issues, that's for sure.
All right, the SPY puts are up about 20%. I'm going to go ahead and take some of those. I got some out here at 496s, 496 on those puts. Excuse me, they're up 10%. My E-Trade goofed when I was selling it. It did some weird calculations. 10% gain on those puts, out some at 495. Looking for the break now of this 475 and head to the downside. Next goal for mine is going to be approximately 374 and ultimately 373. SPY
Dawn at 15 here. HUSA looks like it wants to try to take 8 out.
There's Gush pulling back here, so it doesn't look too bad.
HUSA took out that 8 spot, but yanked it real quick. I almost think that we might be better off buying pullbacks in this one. We'll see how this goes. How's oil still pushing? Okay, so that probably means IMPP still in play here. Probably INDO as well. Oh, IMPP really kind of sold off here. Let's see what else we got. INDO flag in here. We'll see if we can go ahead and take out 10. HUSA looks to be the strongest, at least at the moment.
Yeah, still in those SPY puts. Almost trading at $5 now.
That SPY does look a little heavy, Zune. It actually kind of looks like it wants to roll over and take out those lows.
Yeah, we're up about $50 plus per contract. I'm already out half my size at 490, 495. Looking to get a little bit more juice if it wants to break low a day.
All right, guys, getting into Gush here. Taking some Gush here. I got in that 207.28 on the long side on Gush.
Let me check the Twitter streets and see what we see out there.
Trying to gush on it, you know? Just trying to gush.
You just like saying gush. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
You
lie.
like
This is one of my
Gushers back in the
favorite
day.
one of my
You probably
favorite
liked
stocks to
Gushers
say.
as a kid, so it's you know
Gushers! Oh man.
you know you like that, Mitch. Come on now.
Oh, I love Gushers. I'm not
Oh
gonna
man,
lie.
how? I mean, we're not going to get into it. It's too early in the morning to talk about candy, fruit, snacks.
Oh yes. Those were the good stuff.
Spy.
Those
came
are the
right
ones
back
that
up.
those are the ones that my mom wouldn't buy for me, but I would have to find it from other kids. Trade them
Oh,
stuff from
man.
lunch. I was a trader at lunch. I've been a trader all my life, guys.
I love Gushers. Everyone did, man. Gushers. When you got Gushers in the lunch that you took from home, and you open your lunch, and it's like Gushers. It was like, and you could probably trade though. You probably could have used those as currency, Mitch. I never did. I just liked them.
Yeah, I was one of those kids that if I had Gushers in my lunch bag, it didn't make it to lunch. Let's just say that much.
My friend had a snack drawer full of Gushers. Yeah, I feel that.
It was Airheads for me.
All right, there you
QD
guys
Big
have it.
Yank.
I'm up a decent amount now in Gush here already because this is the thing about Gush is that it moves really fast. It's up there already from our entry. We got in at 207.28. We're up almost 3 points now. So I'm going to go ahead and take some profit into here. Just want to take a little bit off here. If we can get into 210s, I'm going to take a little bit off there. Boom. Just got a little bit off there. Now we can let the rest of it run, break even, and let's look to see if we actually get some good running in oil. And this could be a really great position for us.
All right, here's Spy. Back up. Again, this is why we scale out.
BBIG. I wish I had replay on the squawk there. Could have sworn that BBIG just got a mention with Kevin Costner. I see a volume pop here, so I longed some at 204 without double checking the story. So kind of risking it here. We'll see if we can pop above 204 here. BBIG. I don't have anything in the news feed yet. Let me hang on.
I got you. I'll put you up at least.
Let's see.
Let's see the volume. Yeah, that volume tells me.
That's what I'm saying.
There's news.
Sorry, Mitch. That's
you.
what alerted me. That's what alerted me to it. Is I immediately saw those volume sticks and saw it on the scanner. Now, big bid here at 204. We'll see if they take 204 out.
Yep. So one of the things that you can use is I would use an hourly chart to know where the chart was. Right. The chart just came off $2. So anything below $2 going towards 195 will be kind of like your risk right now. And so you're looking for it to really get some volume around 208. That's where you want to see another increase of volume, showing you the buyers are stepping on up here. There's not much too bad.
Here's the news real quick, guys. If you take a look at my stream here, here's the article. This is from Charlie on our squawk, who I'm listening to. BBIG plus 101 Studios, makers of Yellowstone, starring Kevin Costner, is partnering with PZAG, a majority-owned subsidiary of Vinco Ventures, to create and produce new exciting film television content. So that is the story. Here's the link. I'll go ahead and toss this in the chat for any of you that want to see. I know BBIG really riles people up on this show. So there's your link. I am long 204, just trying it here for a trade. Going to have tight stops. I don't really believe in this stock. I think it's kind of scammy. Maybe we trade higher here. We'll see. We've got to take out 205 now. 204 bid.
Boom, guys, making some great gains on the Gush, just gushing it. Guys, if this gets through like 216, I might literally just go to the store right now and go buy Gushers.
I was going to say, what flavor are you going to celebrate with?
Ooh, I don't know, but I might literally have to go take his boots on the ground, go check out some coffee places, go get a coffee, go get some Gushers. Let's go, baby.
Hoping this Spy doesn't break above 377.15s. If it does, I'll be out of my put. We had already scaled some out $50 above. We might get stopped out $50 below.
One of the things that I liked on that Gush is that I really waited for the pullback before I got in. The bottom is about 20 cents away from me on Gush. That's really good when you're talking about a $200 stock that's moving like 6 points really, really quickly.
So BBIG really kind of going back and forth here at the 204, 205 level. I really need it to take out 205. There's definitely a sizable bid at 204 and it's real, so that's good. But 205 needs to fall here, otherwise we'll start looking for something else.
All right, seeing XOM turn around a little bit there. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit more off this just to give us a little bit more money already realized. So it just took, it's like 1/5 of it off. Only have a tiny amount left now, and I can just let the rest of it ride. The big thing I'm going to be watching is stocks like XOM to see if ExxonMobil can continue the run that it's in right now, to continue giving me confidence that Gush can get up here towards around the 216 level, or maybe even up there towards the 218. So we're giving it room now. Now let's start definitely letting it do a little run. I sold a little bit more on this pullback. So we sold some here around the 211s. 210 actually was that level. And then now we're just kind of letting it run here. Let's go.
All right, stop that a SPY. 50 up profit, 50 down loss.
SPY's chopping back. It's just a little trappy on out there. Be careful, guys.
I took BBIG off. It's really not moving here. We'll see if this gets going. I was hoping for that to pop on that squawk by Charlie. We didn't get that. We'll see if 205 ends up falling.
Baba with a good run there. That's a nice run.
What's going on, mighty soldiers? Thank you for the SPY calls. He says, you're welcome, my man. Thank you for the lesson on the 65 EMA, which reminds me, Andy, I'd love to get you on this show one of these days. Mitch, we should reach out to him and make it happen.
Yeah.
I'd love to get Andy on. He's really into the 65 EMA, and I got to be honest, the charts that he's been sharing the past couple of days here are pretty amazing. So Andy, whenever we can, let's try and get you on here. We'll go through what you're looking for, and we'll see if we can add another tool to the toolbox here of our great trading community. Thanks for showing up here today, Andy.
Let's go. Let's keep it going. Sound the alarm. Baba making a move on up there through the 104.69. And it's pushing there. So take a look at stocks like JD also making quick runs on up there. NIO taking off. Looks like Chinese stocks are making a nice leg up there today. So if you're looking at anything Chinese, you could see a little bit of a rise there. IQ is one of those. Look at that. Nice.
There goes 205 on BBIG. I just needed to sell it for the rest of you for that to move through here. So 206 bid, and it looks like they're chomping it. BBIG.
Talked about how if it could get through the 208, that's where I want to see another increase of volume coming in. You're getting close towards that level. Let's see if we get that volume to really stack up there. And other than that, I'm just still gushing it, but we'll see what's going on there. Definitely take a look at what's changing in the sectors and in the industries. Let's go take a look at that. Consumer cyclicals now leading us up 0.86. What's doing well there? Auto trucks and dealerships. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of a push back there on some stocks that are coming on back there. CarMax, KMX making a nice rise today. PAG, Penske Automotive, LAD there making nice ride on up there. So you guys can take a look at some of those. And then bigger names, GPI, Group 1 Automotive. So definitely the specialty retail also making a move there. Not a bad day there. PDD up 8.4% already. And then we talked about how JD is doing really well there. GME is up also 4%. So I know the apes are probably rocking out there. Industrials up today, and integrated shipping and logistics doing really well right now. FDX put out that they would increase their dividend. It was about a 50% increase from 45 cents up there towards, I think it was 70 cents. So take a look at that, guys. So definitely FDX making a nice move on up there towards 227. Nice day for that. And with that one, usually UPS runs hand in hand. It's actually at VWAP right now. So this one could be a nice little move up. Revlon, be careful, guys. That's bankruptcy.
Revlon moving towards the highs. The only reason I'm bringing this up here is because, first of all, it's on my scanner and I see option sweeps for it. Generally speaking, when I see both of these things at the same time, so here you go. We got Revlon up here. and we've got option sweeps at the Friday $2.50 calls. We're currently at 216. They bought 1,400 of them. They paid 30 cents. This is before earnings, so I don't know. I mean, to me, I took a look at it, and it looks like it's popping the highs, but I don't see any news. Mitch, if this is a bankruptcy play, probably better off staying away. I will say some of these bankruptcy plays do end up providing opportunities. We're looking at new highs here on Revlon.
I would say that it's up to you to
PBIT
determine
goes
now.
up.
But yeah, definitely they did report that they were going to be classifying Chapter 11. So it's up to you. I mean, they could turn things around, and maybe they don't. But, I mean, it's up to you to determine after that one.
I am no stranger to trading junk, that's for sure. I've done it before, and I will certainly do it again.
Yeah, I'm sure you held it for a fabulous 5 seconds.
5 seconds, man.
For a fabulous. Then you could tell everybody the story that, yeah, I held that crappy ass stock. Like Luckin Coffee, I made a shit ton of money on that one. But, yeah, then it went. The next hurts, says Jamie. It could be. All right, we're up there towards, we're getting a little bit of a fight zone here. Fight zone for Gush in the 213s. I'm starting to see XOM also fighting too. So I want to see if this can continue to run. If this can continue to run, I'll probably just stay in Gush. If it starts turning around towards the VWAP, I don't want to give up some of these gains, so I will just take the rest of it off. Let's see if we take out the 214 and continue on up in the bank.
And speaking of taking your gains, so if you take a look at the Clovis chart here, this is pulled back to 104, 105 here. This is exactly why you should never be upset about taking gains. If you realize a pattern that you're leaving money on the table, that might be something to look into and adjust if you're doing that consistently. But don't feel bad about capturing a pop like this. If Clovis sets up again for another trade later today, you're going to have another opportunity today. So don't beat yourself up if you sold too early. Profit is profit. If you notice you're consistently doing that and need to alter your process, that's another discussion. Do that accordingly.
I can't believe it's down towards underneath $1. That's crazy. Where's Chamath? He's hiding in a hole somewhere.
Is that SoFi? We already talked.
No, that's Clovis too, right?
It's Clovis. No, I didn't.
Oh, no,
was Clovis a Chamath name?
Or was it Clover?
I think it was Clover. Yeah, I think it's Clover. CLOV.
Clover. Yeah, I just got a little too excited.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, look, man, this happens in this game. Don't
Guess
think
what,
that you're
though?
going to be right on tickers.
Guess what? You're not too far. $2.
See, Mitch, glass half full, man.
Oh, you're not too far. I feel bad though. Chamath is just like, I haven't even seen him come on the screen in like 6 months.
Hey, that man's a billionaire. You ain't got to feel bad for him.
Yeah. There you go, guys. Up there towards 214.90s. We're almost getting there to the 216, baby. We're going to get them gushes today, baby. Gonna get them gushers.
How far is the store from you?
Not too far. Might have to go get this for real.
It's been a while since I've had gushers myself.
All right, well, let's put out the order at 216 now that we're in the 215s. There's 215.45s. Can we get to 216? There's 216, baby. Come on. Get me on out of here. Come on, baby. Let's go. It's on the offer side.
HUSA looking like it wants to take out highs. A little bit of size at 798.
Come on.
Oh.
There we go, baby.
Wow.
We got it. It's gushing time. It's gushing time. You guys already know. Sound the alarm.
Oh, HUSA through. Wow. Okay, so I didn't get it. I was a little slow on HUSA. Did not get this pop. This pop actually started at set like what 772-ish. We popped this high. I got a high prints here at 809. Didn't get this one. Here we go. New highs now. 810, a little bit more size there. So HUSA going here. Little slow on this one. Kind of a bummer, but that's okay.
That's a solid trade for us today. Solid.
And I'm hearing Rev is halted. I see in the chat. Who is that? Bug log. Were you saying Rev is halted? I'm glad I didn't trade it. How many times do I say all the time I don't like trading Revlon? Oh my gosh, it's so much higher though, 266. So this definitely halted on volatility. We will watch the reopen here. Revlon, how about that?
All right, Gush hitting the resistance there in the 217s. They got all the way up there real quick. So not a bad trade there for us today from original entry at 207.28, getting on up there to 216. So almost, what is that? We got 9 points on that. I'll take it. Let's do it.
TELL at highs here, 390, little bit of size. This has already moved though. I feel like I'd be chasing here. Spot on tell here was going to be 370. Right when it consolidated around this 370 area, looks like we got 369, nice, to 372. That area in there was the spot. Big move here. You got the expanding volume. I don't want to chase this here. We'll see if this sets up. Tell another one here to watch. More money on those SPY calls, says Andy. Man, it looks like the group here is really doing well again today. We've had a good week so far, despite a temperamental market. Born, looks like you're trading AERC back above the opening price right here. Okay, looks like AERC curling. We are at VWAP here. It'll be interesting to see what the stock does through the VWAP if we can get through. Good trade there. This is awesome, guys. How are you holding up, my man?
Well, I'm looking at Microsoft. I want to kind of have it come back test the 243.50 area to go short, but already kind of missed it. Not going to chase it, but you do have SPY now crossing below VWAP a bit. Let's see.
Invader Zim. Zim made a nice little push there. Now starting to turn around. Taking a look at the financial services, they're starting to pull back a little bit there. We'll see if those kind of flip into the red. Energy is leading us, of course, and we've been seeing that. I've been trading that oil, and so I'm happy I traded some of those names. INDO, that one looks like a nice opportunity here, building on up here. Kind of interested in this one. Let me go ahead and set it up here.
I'm going to grab some puts again on the SPY. I'm going to grab the 375 puts, the same one that we traded and made money with. You got filled at 429. Stop loss for me would be above 377. Target's going to be 375.
All right, looking to get a starter in here on INDO.
Revlon is open.
Revlon.
First move out of the open here is down on Revlon. Watching ENSV here, this is approaching yesterday's intraday high at 335. Trying to see on the level 2. Maybe there's some size at 330. It looks to be hidden though.
Long INDO here.
Long ENSV here. Okay, long 327 ENSV. Want to see if they take out 330. Then now they're bidding 327. That's a good sign. Now let's see if we can take out 330. There we go. Popping here. ENSV. Let's go. Let's go. We need to take out 335 and then 340 are going to be your spots here.
Come on down, SPY.
All right, so we're just going to watch this ENSV trade here until we find something else.
I'm just going to listen to the birds, baby.
Oh, do you hear them?
I'm enjoying it. I'm like,
okay.
All right.
As long as you guys enjoy it, I'm always a little self-conscious about that. I can't really.
No,
the problem is that
I can't be upset with hearing birds.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, if we had like a woodpecker in the back, then I would understand. I'd be a little bit different. But yeah, no, those are calming, soothing birds brought to you.
They're really sweet birds. They really are.
Calming, sweet birds.
Come on, SPY.
No, and definitely a trade like this.
Revlon threes. Oh my goodness, guys.
You taking it?
No. It already felt like a chase. It already felt like a chase back. We talked about this at 220, 230.
I don't know how people trade those things, man. It's just, woof. I used to be like that when I first got into trading. I used to love those.
Here's SPY coming right back up. We were up about 7%. Obviously, those weren't the gains I wanted. I wanted to get it closer to 375, but I was 50 cents off so far. I do have to leave for an event meeting that we're having for you guys later on this month. But let's see if the SPY will dump a point in the next 60 seconds.
As long as they're not the birds from the movie The Birds. Eeks, remember that movie? Absolutely. By the way, old movies, if you like old movies, that is points in my book because a lot of those movies are amazing. The Birds, that movie's creepy, man. I don't want birds trying to kill me. Like, forget that. Those are not the birds that I have. They have never attempted that. So good spot there, Chermo. I don't want any of that smoke.
Just added a little bit there in INDO. Let's see if we can get this to come on up here. It's hanging on. Look, I'm trading it off a 5-minute chart here. So I'm letting it kind of work in here. I'm trying to add in about a thirds at a time.
All right, this is why we give it a little bit of space and don't overload on our contracts because SPY is now coming down. It's about 0.2 away from our target, but I'm going to start to go ahead and put in an order, and I swear to God, if it doesn't get filled. I've got an order out at 465 on the SPY.
ENSV, big yank, by the way. Big yank. Wow.
Oof. Disney. CLR didn't do too bad. It's starting to turn around now, though.
The ask went to 463. I swear if I don't get filled.
I hate when I don't get fills too, bro. I know what you mean.
I'm going to flip over to your charts, guys, because I'm watching kind of a boring trade here.
It happens. Yeah, you can put me up or you can put the SPY.
I'm about to leave here in a minute, but yeah, you can go ahead and put me up.
All right,
And,
I'll put Mitch up. You don't want to be up? Zunaid, fine. I'll put Mitch up.
What? Zunaid doesn't want to be
behind
up?
the scenes. I'm a behind the scenes kind of guy. You know, there it is.
Revlon,
All
I
right.
believe was called to. Sorry.
You're good. I got filled at 465, so I'm out of half. I'm actually going to take more because I got to get going. I'm going to go ahead and take all my size here, just 2 contracts remaining. I'm going to see if we can get a low day break. I do have a stop loss set at 390s and profit targets at around $4.
All right. I just got a quick decline there. I added on that quick decline, and I'm holding to a really tight stop here at 920s. So can't let it break the 920s, guys. If it breaks the 920s, I'll definitely get out on INDO.
All right. I'm going to go ahead to this meeting. Always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. What's tomorrow? Wednesday, right? Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Good luck, Zunaid.
Deuces. God, I need some coffee. Bye.
Right? Me too. All right. There goes Zunaid. But then there was 2. And you guys hit the like button. Let's keep it going here. If you guys got a stock you guys want to check on out, definitely throw it up in the chat. We could definitely start taking a look at those. But let's just see here how my NDO trade is going to turn out. Got in here on this doji. 920s is the support. That's where my risk is right now. Anything below that, I don't want to really risk this because it could really start cracking down there towards 9. And we're not going to take part in that. But if it can come back up through 950s, I feel like it could really start rising really quickly to 975. And so that's what I'm looking for really is that first move to 975. And then I would close some of it for a move towards 10.
Oh, my God. Such a nasty pull in ENSV. I'm sorry if any of you folks got in this. I'm down pretty nicely in this. Would like to see a bounce here, but not sure we're even going to get it.
That's what happens on and INDO there. It went from 914 to really quickly $9 on the bid. I got out there at 914, but just because I was watching it, but definitely some slippage there. But let's see where we're at here on the day. I think we're still up on the day, even though we have 2 losses. Let's see. We're slightly down, just a barely amount down. But not too bad. 2 losses, 1 win, but that 1 win is keeping us just barely into the red there, so not too bad there. We'll bounce back. What's going on in airline stocks? Let's take a look at them.
All right, I'm trying. Let me know. I got a lesson when you're done there.
Yeah, I'll take a quick look at airlines, and then we'll go ahead and come to you, Ryan. Airlines coming down there towards 1298s there, 1297s. It's continued to show weakness in the travel industry. We've been seeing all airlines taking a hit. UAL taking a hit, DAL taking a hit. But it's not only this. It's also in the hotel industry, Hilton, Marriott. These stocks just look really weak right now. Airbnb even. So definitely the travel has definitely turned around in all ends. Even a stock like Lyft that provides support for travel, right? That's doing really bad right now. So definitely the travel trade is really bad. Carnival Cruise Lines, they're all just weak. What do you got for us, Ryan?
All right, so ENSV. So we talk a lot about trying to protect yourself, protecting your capital, and all of that. You'll hear me sometimes say your first stop is your best stop. We're playing for a break here. Long at the original buy was 324. Waiting for a break of 332. We get this nasty yank on the 1 minute chart, just nothing but selling volume. And instead of taking my stop at 320, I wanted to get some of that back, and I waited a little bit more, only to have it pull a little bit more. Now I'm even more behind the 8 ball. So my strategy says to myself, well, why don't we add here, and the next bounce back, you can maybe get some of that money back and get out and move on. Well, that doesn't happen, right? We crash through the VWAP. We go down more. I add. I'm kind of sitting here down a whole bunch. Definitely need a bounce. Not sure if we're going to get it. Looks like it's trying to curl, but really don't have the volume to do that. So when we talk about having your first stop is your best stop, there's a reason for that. And in a case like this, I mean, I would rather be out of this with a smaller loss, waiting for this to set back up again to try and claw some of that money back. Instead, I've kind of complicated my problem by not hitting my stop. Remember, I'm doing just mental stops. I don't actually enter them in my broker. And now I'm behind the 8 ball again. So when you stop out of something, or when you sell something early and it keeps going, it's very easy for you to be critical about yourself. Oh, I left all this money on the table. But it's actually more important on the other side. If you're going to try to protect yourself, especially if you're day trading like this, you want your first stop is your best stop. I didn't take it today. I'm being punished for that now. We'll see if we get a bounce back here. Not looking good. Bounce back here to the VWAP would probably just mean to take it off here for flat. Yeah. See, this is exactly right. Someone's saying, Ryan, cut losers quick. Never add to losers hoping to get it back. The ad was not necessarily to get it back. The ad was I thought there was going to be a bounce. We did not get that bounce, but you're absolutely right. We do know this, and we talk about this all of the time, and that's why this is a lesson. So this might go down as an L on the P&L, but it is also going to go down an L for lesson because this one might be an expensive one.
All right. Sorry about that. Just taking a look at some other things out here.
You all good, my man?
Taking a look also at potentially maybe getting back into Gush here.
And so there we go. ENSV, another move to the downside. I am stopped out. Nasty loss, but we will make it back. Still green on the day. Rough trade here. 1 for 1 there. Bummer. Got to get over it, though. When you make mistakes, got to be able to get over it. QD, we talked about this through 1. Look at the move through 1 here on QD. And this is the opportunity cost of taking a bad trade, right? We talked about QD. We set this trade up. We mentioned it a few times. Didn't watch it because I was babysitting a trade that I had made a mistake in. And in addition to taking the loss on the trade that I made a mistake in, I also missed this opportunity, which is, in fact, working. Look at this volume expansion here. This is exactly what we're looking for on day trade setups like this.
All right, looking to maybe get back in here on Gush. Just need to get a nice fill here, putting it out around the 210s, 98s. Let's see if I can get this filled here. Still no fill. Might not get a fill. It was close to my entry there on the bid side, but no fill there for me. trying to get back into Gush here off the VWAP here, but I wanted it to be slightly below VWAP where I get in. I was trying to get in right here and then watch it come back up through 212s. But looks like we're going to miss this VWAP bounce by about 1 minute too, because if I would have seen this drop here in the 210s, it would have been interesting here. I was looking for a little pullback towards this 210s here. We'll see if we can get it, but I do think it could potentially take out the 217s. This has definitely been the best trade of the day. And I'm liking the way that I'm seeing XOM bounce off of that too. And also the same way with CVX here. Chevron, you see the VWAP bounces there. That's why I'm looking at them. Orders out, but I'll see if we can get into it.
Andy just crushing the SPY calls here today. Absolutely love it, my man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Don just got pulled also. Yeah, I saw a lot of those getting just pulled out. So it happens. I'm just glad I got out of INDO with the minimal damage that I got out with.
Man, QD.
All right, seeing a little bit of a pullback now. Let's see if I can get this fill. We'll see if I get it. Not going to overextend myself. I'm going to stay at where I am at right now. Oh, did I get a fill? Hold on. Yeah, guys, I have a very small amount at 210.94. I didn't even see it get filled at first. Look, I got to even look at the timing on this. That's going to tell me 10:22. Yeah, I got filled in between this candle here at 17. All right, so I have a very small piece, but I do got a little piece in here from 210.94. Man, I'm glad I noticed it. You don't see me make that mistake too often, guys. That's a mistake right there. Not even noticing I'm in a position until I actually looked up into
You're
my
still
position.
in that? I thought you got out of that.
No, I got in it. I put out an order, and I said it that I didn't see shares getting filled, and it wasn't showing up like it was still sitting in my active orders. And now I look again, and now all of a sudden it disappeared from my active orders. So I was a little bit weirded out, and I looked into it, and all of a sudden I do have. I mean, it's not a lot. I'll just be honest. It's 10 shares, guys. But I was looking at it, and I didn't expect to even get filled. So, hey, I'm in here, guys. So we're going to hold towards the low of this other candle here, which is 209.73s. And we're going to look for it to get back above 213s. At that 213, I'm going to add to the position and look for the breakout above going towards 215.
Yeah, Ed, this is I totally agree. First of all, thank you for the kind words. I totally agree with this. I will say Dennis is an arbitrage trader, so the difference between what we're trying to do and what he does is so vast. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't even understand how he trades like he does. I would like some lessons on that, and I think maybe that would make some great content. Mitch, maybe you can ask him about that. See if we can get an explanation as a special guest on here. There's also what we were talking about with Mighty Soldiers Trades. I mean, Andy is an ace at what he's doing. I love to bring different styles too, right? The same thing every day can get stale. I think bringing guests in is a great idea. We will absolutely work on that.
Yeah, definitely. We have no problem bringing on guest traders. One of the things that we just want to do is just make sure that who we're bringing on is going to benefit you guys, because that's the goal here. One thing that we don't want to do is become some of those other chat rooms that just try to bring on people that made $30,000 on Tesla options, and it's just like that's not what we want to do. So we're going to try to do our best. We'll bring on some guests if you guys are interested and want to come on, want to talk about your system. Come on and let us know. Definitely reach on out to us. You guys see our links up there, our socials. So follow us, and we'll definitely we have no problem bringing you on.
And so, William, you're saying that NRGU is better than Gush. NRGU is one of these leveraged ETNs. I don't really think there's a lot of volume on this either. Much higher price, not a whole lot of volume. I think Gush is more easily traded, to be quite honest with you, my man.
Gushing. Trying to get some more gushers, bro.
Oh, real quick, when we talked about your first stop being your best stop, I know I took a bad L, but boy, if I had played Hopium and hoped that my trade was going to just return, even though I was down, I'd be in even more pain right now. So ENSV, definitely a bad trade here, but remember, it can always get worse. Things can always get worse. Your first stop is your best stop.
You might see a computer on the side of the street if you keep holding on to a position like that. I wonder if there's ever stories of that, you know, just in New York, you just see like a computer just flying out a window, you know, just.
I mean, I gotta think somebody has thrown a computer out of a window.
I don't know why I find that funny, but. What's going on out there, guys? How we doing? Is there any trade that you guys want to check on out? Throw it up in the chat. It's about to be 10:30. I'm still into this gush, looking for it to get above 213 so I can add to the position and then try to ride it back towards that 216. We'll see if we can get on up there. But SPY still breaking through the lows here, 374 16s now. And did you think that we were going to get down to 374 today? No, I did not. This just shows us that definitely more concerned out there in the markets, and it's hard to see gains hold right now. Apple's down to 132s when 170 was at a level that we talked about for a long time. I mean, we're far from 170 now. That was 22% ago. From the highs, Apple now is down, what, 27%? Shannon, what's up?
1 year anniversary for Shannon. Shannon, I hope that last year has made you more profitable, and I hope that you have enjoyed your time. I gotta think that if you've been coming back over a year, you have enjoyed your time. Hopefully, happy anniversary, and hopefully we helped you be more profitable. That is awesome. E2 Computer says, I have had customers throw their computers out the window and more. If you work at a computer store, I bet you've seen some things, my man.
Like they say, I hope you can have your cake and eat it too with Benzinga. So let's keep it going. All right, so we'll have to do a little happy birthday song a little later. Shout out to Shannon. Her happy birthday here at Benzinga, at least. All right, let's see what happens here. Apple still heading down towards the lows, guys. It just doesn't look like we're going to hold here on these bigger stocks here, like Tesla down now towards 639. Someone let UBS know that I don't think they're 50% upside towards 1100. It's looking so good right now, but I don't know what analysts put that out there. We'll see what happens there. All the stocks, Microsoft now down to 242. That's not a good look there, guys. We'll see what happens if Microsoft can continue coming down. But these are the major stocks that lead a lot of the portfolios, right? And my concern is that you're going to start seeing maybe potentially some margin call worries as we continue to see the market come down. If we take a look at from the 416, we have like over 10% now heading down there towards the bottom. Let's see what we got. About, 11%. In just about 4 days in the SPY. That's when you start seeing the margin calls start coming.
Yeah, as far as I guess we should talk about that. As far as, longer term, I know we talk quite a bit here about day trading opportunities and such, but looking at the SPY here, longer term predictions, I definitely am in the camp 350 to 360 is going to be our spot. I think there's definitely some more pain here to go. I am encouraged by the volume that I'm seeing. We are in the summer here. We're definitely in summer trading. So we get a couple of days of big volume selling. I think maybe you can start to nibble I know some really smart people who have already started to nibble, but they're nibbling in the sense that they expect to be able to buy more lower. This is different than a day trading. We just kind of talked about adding to losers. This is totally different. We're talking about longer term investments and things that you've done plenty of due diligence on. But and also starting off small as opposed to going in with a day trading position that can really get you hurt. So we'll see. I think that there's more downside here to go. I'm going to try and be as patient as possible, but eventually there is going to be an opportunity here, and we're going to try to find it for you.
That's what it's all about. And one of the things is we're not going to be trying to fight the bottom. We won't fight the Fed either. If the Fed want to keep knocking us down, that's what the Fed's going to do, guys. And so we'll definitely be paying attention tomorrow. Don't miss it, guys. FOMC meeting, 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll definitely have that on right here. So you don't got to go anywhere. Benzinga got it all for you. And definitely keep on watch, guys. We got some great shows on later today. So let's keep it going here and see what we can get towards kind of the closing hours here of the show.
I don't really have much on my scanner here. It's really kind of slowed down here. I see some put sweeps going through on IWM.
Looks like some negative news coming out of Ford. Ford made to stop selling E-Mustang. Why?
Wait, what?
Supposedly Charlie saying that the Ford is being made to stop the E-Mustang. Let's take a look there.
Okay, this is a tweet from CNBC. Ford issues stop sale of electric Mustang Mach-E crossover due to a potential safety defect. Oh, man.
No, not what you want to see in a negative environment.
That's bad, folks.
Let's see what happens to Ford. Do people buy the rumor? Let's see what happens there. It's holding right now at 12.15.
Yeah. Amazing that it's bouncing here. Definitely kind of confused by that.
All right. Getting a hold here on Gush. It's not looking too bad.
Yeah, Happy Muhammad saying, yeah, that puts a damper on all EVs because it's one of the success stories from Ford. Yeah, definitely Ford news link. Ken, you want that link? Let me see if I can get that for you. 1 second.
Boom, boom. We'll get it, Ken.
Yep. It was a tweet. It was a tweet from CNBC. Let me go ahead and post it in the chat here. This is where we got that from, FYI.
All right, now we're looking a little bit better here in Gush. Can we get through 213? And I will smack onto the ad and look for a gushing win. Let's do it. All right.
AUVI, well, it looks like it's trying to curl here, and this has been a mover for us before. The volume today just not there for the types of trades that we're trying to do. So until that volume really picks up, no trade here at all.
Fed quantitative tightening. Don't forget it. Yep. We'll see what happens in housing markets and interest rates. Do you expect to see 75 points, Ryan, or do you expect to see 50?
I expect to see 50. I think that hang on a sec.
He's watching something.
Yeah, I'm watching some stocks bottom here. The stock TEL here. Let's take a look at this. This is bottoming after a fairly big pop, but we're seeing buying volume come in here on this bottoming process. So this is what I was watching. It kind of slowed down. In any case, I actually lost my train of thought.
Interest rate, 75 basis points.
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you. So the Fed definitely wants to remain transparent. He has so much has said that a lot of times. I believe that he recently said that a 75 bips hike is not being considered. So part of me is wondering if they're going to do 50 as planned and then maybe do another 50 shortly after that. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm just going to try to play the reaction as best I can, but I do not think that we are going to get news tomorrow about a 75 point. I could be totally wrong, though. I could be totally wrong.
All right, adding here to the Gush, just tapped 213 there. So taking a little bit of an ad chance here in Gush. We'll see what happens if this one pays on out again here. Taking my shot in oil. We'll see if this one can get on up there. Now we're at 212.12. So that's where we're at here, guys. Let's see if this can hold here. Going to hold there towards the 211.25 as the risk here. Let's see if this can start pushing towards the 216s and we get a good gain. We want to see XOM push through 98. That'll be a good look for us. All right, I'll show you guys that chart. That's XOM here on the right-hand side. You want to see it get up there through the 98s. We're going to look for Gush to get back to 216. Ford is actually still holding right now. That's surprising there. SPY down there towards 374.22s. Will we break 374s today? We just clicked it. We'll see if we get back there. Nat Gas tanking hard, Art S says. Yeah, the Widowmaker is trying to make some widows.
The Widowmaker. COGT, this looks like this was trying the high here, just pulled right off of it. Actually, kind of a 10-cent pull there, kind of nasty. High here is 958. Not sure if we get a pop above that. Might actually looking at this chart here, it's definitely pulled back after some of these moves up. So it might be better off to buy the pulls here. And real quickly, just to kind of finish our lesson on ENSV, this is the type of, when it first pulled here, this is the type of move I was trying to capture with an add back, right? You can see some of these, they push down and then they immediately bounce. And that's what I was hoping to capture. It didn't work. It went lower. There's no rule saying that when the stock pulls, it has to bounce. So I played for that bounce, didn't get the bounce, had to cut it and take the loss. It is what it is. But this is what I was looking. This is the type of action I was looking for. Some type of bounce back like that. Just didn't get it.
All right. One thing to mention is NIO product launch event on Wednesday. So look for that. That's tomorrow. That could be why you're seeing NIO getting a nice lift today. That event starts at 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
Chermo saying, looks like BBIG is setting up for a pop. Not sure if I'm reading it correct. Your thoughts? To me, it does not look like it's setting up right now. First of all, it just was rejected at VWAP. What we would like to see is to see it move through VWAP, perhaps build above. The setup for me would be if the volume expands and we make a run at this 207. Yeah, I think there's definitely an opportunity there. And furthermore, I think if you popped past 209, you might get a little bit more juice on that move. But you're going to need to see volume sticks like this. And we basically only saw that when we heard the squawk about BBIG. We really haven't seen any follow through here. So for me, we are not set up yet here on BBIG. That's not to say that it might not do that later on in the day, but we're not there yet. Oh my God, SoFi 5 handle.
Yeah, not liking this action that I'm getting right now. It could be because the SPY's breaking down a little bit there, but XOM also breaking down there. And so that's a little concerning here. Might have to just close here. Yeah, I'm out there at the 210.96. Not going to test myself too much here. Put myself in like kind of pain here. Not too bad of a loss there. It's really small loss there on Gush on the second trade. But the SPY breaking down there through the lows gets me that I might not want to be in any long right now. So we'll see what happens there. Definitely seeing oil kind of break down after it was doing really well. Communication services, the only thing in the green right now. Everything is slowly but surely leaking out here. Energy leaking fastest here right now. You could see basic materials turn around there. You guys see it. Defensives just keep leaking. Real estate really weak. That could take another leg down, and even utilities getting hit hard here. So everything coming right back down. It looks like a sea of red is coming back towards us. So be careful out there.
Yeah, so AUVI curling here, not in this. taking a look at at AUVI, really think that through 3 maybe AUVI 344 was yesterday's high. I'm not sure if we test that here today though. And market looking really weak here, so be careful.
This is where the swing shorts have really been doing well, and I might have to actually start holding more of those overnight. Look at Starbucks now down there to 72 70s. This looks like it wants to start breaking down and cracking some more. We'll see if this can continue breaking down. This is definitely one that I think will get back there towards 70. So that's a nice little setup there. Lucid bouncing a little bit today. Could just start breaking down here today. I might get short Lucid, actually. Actually looks like a good setup here off the 1650s. But I'm going to actually hang out today. I've already gotten 3 losses, 1 win today. So I think I'll just call it a day. It does look good, though, towards a move back down to 16.
Angel asking, anybody going all in at SPY 350? I don't think anyone on this show is going to go all in. We talk a lot about how going all in is not the right way to attack this. We're basically playing percentages here. I do not advise putting all of your eggs into one basket in any trade. SPY 350, however, I do think that there is a bounce level there. I actually think that, maybe we overshoot that a little bit and go to 340, but to me, that's probably where it's going to end. I'm not necessarily sure that we're going to get a immediate pop back on that. I'm not sure that we're going to get a V bottom. So instead of going all in, I would say if you're going to try to trade that, maybe nibble. But no, all in is not something that we talk about here. We try to have safe processes. Even if I make mistakes, we're trying to have safe processes.
All right, seeing a little bit of a bounce. The SPY did touch the low there of 373.10s, and man, it's just been this continued leak there. Q's also leaking today, so those that thought there would be a let up today, not seeing much of a let up right now.
Yeah, and remember, when I woke up, the Dow futures were up, I think like 140 or so.
Yeah, they were up.
Looking at the Dow now, we're down 150. So not only did we give back the gains that we were trying to put in, but we've actually further extended the losses. To me, that's just we are not. This sell-off is not over. This is not the time to try and be a hero. It just isn't.
Play the hero game is only in certain environments, and I will tell you that it's not going to happen very often in your trading career where you can play that hero game and it be beneficial to you. So always try to think about what market environment you're in. Right now we're in a bear market, and I'll repeat, a bear market. And so with that being said, that should always be in the back of your mind until you see that change. Right now the trend is still towards the downside.
No question. Voodoo here saying Dow has potential to go sub 30K by the end of the week, I think. Voodoo, I think that you're spot on there. Looking at the Dow right now, we've got it at 30,377. So we're only 377 points away from that 30K level. I would absolutely assume that if we go down there and hit that, we'll probably pop beneath that or sell off through that. So, I think that's true. Jay Wild says the roof is on fire, and not in the good way, Jay. The roof is absolutely on fire. There's a lot of stuff on fire now. Just take a look at some of the charts, man. They ugly. They ugly.
Revlon, what's up with the Revlon? Did it start coming back down? Yeah, it got up there towards 3, went back down to 245. We'll see if that can continue making moves on up. But it did trade like a heavy amount, over 30 million shares on like a 30-minute. So definitely it has some heavy volume today. 46 million shares traded in Revlon today. It's going to be a little bit of a wild stock there with bankruptcy mentioned.
Yeah, sure is. Jonathan, I was actually just wondering, hey, is Jonathan still around? Look at this. Remember when we were talking about Affirmed and we couldn't understand why it was bouncing and trading back into the 20 handle? Well, here we are. This thing is puppy's rolling over here. 1788. I still maintain, I think we see 10 prints on Affirmed. This has got some more room down. I think that bounce was just a relief bounce that sucked in some lungs. Jonathan, I know that you were playing this. You're probably out of it by now. It was a shorter term trade, if I'm not mistaken, but we talked about this. I think we're going to get this.
All right.
Testing 3 here.
Let's go. Let's go. I need some coffee, man. Where's the coffee? Coffee delivery.
I'm too deep already.
We need the coffee bell. Like ding, 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 ding. Hire an intern. Make me some coffee.
Jonathan made quite a bit on puts. That's what I'm hearing, man. You were calling that every day. We were talking about that every day. You were concise in your plan. You were consistent in your plan. You deserve to be rewarded with that profit. Good trade, my man.
All right. CRM making its way a little bit back there, finding a little bit of a bottom. Q's find a bottom. Yeah, we find a little bit of a bottom there. Like finding a little bit of a bounce there. When we find bounces, I like to go for Apple. So look how Apple is reacting right there. Seems interesting here for a little scalp type of trade here. I'll try it.
You're talking about the bounce and SPY, I'm assuming? Yeah.
It also showed up in the Qs there.
2 big prints, by the way, on AUVI at 295, 14,000 and a 15,000 share print. We're now trading above here. This one interesting. I want to take this, but I feel like it's a chase here. Maybe we move through 3. I don't know.
I was looking to get in there on Apple. I didn't get in there on the first attempt there. Wanted to get 132s, 45s. It's up there to 132.60s. Looking for a pullback here. See if we can get a pullback below 132 30s or 40s here.
So, yeah, we're popping here on a lot of names. Interesting move.
Oh, I remember. We have the live trading tomorrow and then the boot camp.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
That should be fun. So AUVI flirting with 298 here. We'll see if it can take this out. Thrifty's asking if the keyboard owes you money. You were pounding that thing, Mitch. Pounding that thing.
No, I'm just my thing is loud as hell, and so
yeah, it's mechanical, right?
Yeah, it's mechanical. It's so back in the days. So you guys know how much of a trader I am. Back in the days, I used to be like, all right, well, I really want to know when I hit the hotkey, and so if I hit the hotkey, I don't want it to be silent and double hotkey because fat fingering, especially when I used to be trading with like 1,000 shares, that can be pretty pricey really quickly. So I would slap that thing. You would hear me just go. You would know I was in or not, and you would know when I would be out. You'd be like, "Bop." All right, well, yeah, we just heard it. Mitch got out there, but definitely that's why I had the mechanical keyboard because I wanted to make sure that I heard when I'd click it.
Still watching AUVI here, man. It looks like it wants to take this spot out, but struggling to do it so far. Some prints at 298. OMDS making a nice move.
All right, Apple's trying to push up there towards 132.60s. We'll see if it can continue on up there to 133s. We'll see what's going on in the market to see if we actually start getting a little bit of a rally or something like that. But right now, it isn't looking the best. Vizzy.io moving up there. There you go. That one's
big
pushing
pull
a
at
little bit.
AUVI. So here, I'm Mitch. I'm sorry for running you over there,
You're
man.
good.
So here we go. We are going to try to practice lessons that we learn in real time. We watched ENSV pull when it got to the spot that it looked like it was trying to break over. I didn't want to load up on AUVI because I didn't want to go through the same thing. This pull, not as bad, but still kind of rough. Now they're buying it back up to that level, but it's still yanking here. And we're seeing some pretty decent sized volume here. So some nice ads when it pulled down to 290. We'll see if this can get going. Got to be careful though. Don't want to make the same mistake twice. That is for certain. That is for certain. Just looking around. Sorry, I didn't realize I was the only one here. Trying not to give you guys some dead air here.
Just take a deep breath. I come back.
Nick, man, you did you sleep last night? Did you miss your sleep last night? You are more
Always.
tired than I've seen you in a long time.
No coffee, man. The no coffee.
How do you do it?
Honestly, I don't. I normally have coffee. And I got a lot more shows today, baby. So we're going to get an energy drink right after this. But I got to take a moment off stream. I've been on since about 6 a.m. So let's keep it going, guys. LVS, Las Vegas Sands. Yeah, that's looking strong. Stocks that have gotten beaten down the most, catching a bounce here, guys. That's what I'm starting to see around. Look at Penn. Penn getting a little bit of a lift there. Sorry, I didn't have my chart up there. LVS there. You guys see that lifting there. Penn getting a little bit of a lift. MLCO getting a little bit of a lift here. Bali getting a little bit of a lift here. Take a look. Maybe you see that DKNG start getting a lift. There you guys seeing it. Stocks that gotten hit the hardest are getting a little bit of a bounce here. Take a look maybe even at stock that's just take a look at anything that has kind of gotten beaten down and is getting a little bit of a bounce back. That's what I would be watching right now. Even the stock like, let's say, like Disney could get a little bit of a rise on this. How's our overall market doing? Are we starting to hold VWAP? Looks like we touched it, pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, we were trying to bounce here. It looks like we're kind of giving that up a little bit here. I highlighted Jonathan's comment here because I think there's a lot here. We are actually below VWAP at the moment on SPY. Jonathan say the futures are turning around here, but it's choppy. Bears might be careful. Been a few days of selling already, but I mean inflation. So the easy move is bearish. I totally understand it. I mean, like I said, I think my target on the SPY is lower than where we're at here by 20, 25, 30 points maybe. So I definitely think we're in a bear tape. That doesn't mean that we can't bounce. And that doesn't mean that the bear shouldn't be careful. You short right here and we bounce, you could be out of it. But we'll see. Andy here, potential near-term support on the SPY at 375.05. We're currently at 375.35, so really close there. Looks like it's kind of bounced off. What was the low print that we had here? 373. So 2 points lower than that.
Yeah, a little bounce and chop now. We'll see if we can get above these levels and really start pushing. But there's definitely some chop there. All right, Apple trying to push back up through that 132.60s, and you can see we're getting a little bit of a bounce there. Let's see if we can really take out 133s on the upside. That will show us some continuation, and I'll be looking for finding some dip buys on out there. But definitely seeing some trash move on up here and seeing some bounces, but we'll see if we can continue a move on up here. Let's take a look at the sectors, see if any sectors are pointing towards the upside right now. Looks like some of them are trying to hold VWAP. Consumer cyclicals is holding VWAP. So is energy. So you could see those kind of lead. Financial services is an area that is holding the VWAP right now that I saw earlier make a pullback here. BAC setting on up here. I actually like this attempt here on BAC. Let's take a look here. If we can just take a quick trade off of, let's say, 32.17s here. Let's take a trade here. Boom. Just got in there at 32.22s. taking a trade off of BAC here. Bank of America, you can see here the trend line down here. This is kind of a flag pattern. We're just trying to use this support. Support's up here, but then starting to use this as resistance here, and using that as a new support. So 32.19s. We can use this 32.17 as risk. We're looking for a push right back on up into this area where we can get up there towards, let's say, right before 48s, and we can take some profits on this one. Not a bad trade setup. Let's see if we can get it here. Just got in there at the 22s on this red candle here on the pullback.
Kalu saying ENSV and 9 both are looking good. ENSV is trying to kind of curl, pulled lower here off the highs, settled right around 295. Definitely trading sideways here, trying to move through 3 here. I wouldn't say this is going to be looking good until we attempt to do VWAP. We're definitely going to need some more volume. I'll probably stay away from this name here since I took an L on it earlier today.
Seeing a little bit of a quick pullback there, man. Oh man, I got the rug pulled there. 32.14s, I'm out there. Actually, 32.15s, I was able to get out there. Remember, I set the risk at 32.17. It just pulled back really quickly, man. This market just doesn't want to handle any drives on up. I wouldn't be surprised if I see the SPY just take out 375 on the downside now and come back to the low. You could see things just getting the rug pull out there, and I'm not going to be a part of it anymore. I tried. Holly talking about Gush. Gush is back up.
We found some opportunities though, Mitch.
Yeah.
We were able to find some today.
Yeah, Gush stopped me out on that red candle, and maybe that was probably the best trade of the day. If we would have held our original entry, held some of the shares, we could have kept riding that. That's been the best trade of the day today, at least for me, which was trading oil towards the upside. Stocks like XOM or Chevron, those are starting to continue to push. Those have been good trades today. So maybe like MRO continuing to push through the 30s. That would have been a better setup. And sometimes it's all about staying in the right area. One of the things that I would say is you'll see it sometimes where, like, if you play the right sector, the right industry, you could fall into the green. And it could be not even based on your execution, but more along playing the right rotation that day.
Husa, real quick, I think you might get another opportunity here in Husa. If this is holding in here, definitely consolidating in this area, building above the VWAP. I think if you take out this formation, maybe we can make another move towards 8 and then maybe even the high. So Husa looking pretty decent considering what the market is doing here today, and some of these stocks really kind of giving back whatever they've traded. This is actually looking pretty decent, especially if we can take out this formation. That's one of the things we'll be watching.
All right, Husa and INDO coming back. They're very similar stocks, and they're trading almost hand in hand there. So keep those on watch. They could run. One could take off and then the other take off. So keep those on watch. Those are coming back a little bit. All right, I did see on the chat they were talking about if I'm going to do the Sunday show again. I don't know. I'll see. One of the things is I usually take a look at stocks on Sunday regardless. So that's what I did last time. I did a little bit of a kind of a chart overview. But there you guys see it. Husa trying to get on up there through the 775. We'll see if it gets on back there and through 8s. That seems interesting there. I'm not going to take it myself, but hey, who knows? Maybe that's your trade.
CPTN popping to the highs. We also have COGT. This one is interesting here. This one has actually made new highs 1, 2, 3 times today. Looking pretty strong here on COGT. Not in this, didn't trade it though. But I'd actually like for this to set up there. You might be able to trade this again. ENSV still trying to curl here. Husa took out that formation we were just talking about. I literally took it off my screen for 1 second, and it took out that formation. Husa definitely trying to move here. 780, almost tempted to try this. Volume's starting to creep up here. Let's see where we can go. It looks like they might break it back through 780. This is looking good though. Looking good here. We'll see. Hitting those bids at 780. Here we go. Popping now. Not in this, by the way, but this is definitely moving here. Back to 780. Let's see if they yank it. Refilled 780, so we'll see. Now we're pushing up here. Oh, 780 broke. They're going to sell that. So we're going to come back into this formation, maybe. We'll see. Lisa Lee, nice to see you. Saying BTU moving up. We didn't even check on coal. I think maybe Mitch did. Yeah, this is. So it sold off a little bit here. Back to flat. Looking strong here. Not in BTU, but not bad here. This is one of Mitch's favorites.
Yeah, coming on back there. I was a little bullish yesterday, so I kind of left it
forward
alone
new highs.
today, but looking to see if it can continue through 25 today. 27 is where I'd start getting bullish again. So a good close above 25 will get it on a good look again on the daily.
All right, Husa looks like it's trying to go here. I tried to grab some at 785, was unable to do that. We're going to yank it here. I guess sometimes better to be lucky than good. There's another bidder there at 780. It'll be interesting to see if they try to hit that. And Ford, yeah. What is that? Faria? I hope I'm saying that right. Faria. Ford highs after that bad news here. So when stocks hit highs after bad news, generally a good sign. Not sure what to make of it. Jonathan, you hit it right on the head, though, man. This is a tough market here today. Definitely a tough market here today. Oh, and there's the pull on Husa right back down through 380. So let me pull this up on the screen here. I took it off briefly. All right. So that back down to 70. All right, Mitch, I am afraid I'm going to have to get going here. I got what to do. So
No.
We are, but as you said, we're going to be back tomorrow for the boot camp. So
Yes.
There's going to be more live trading tomorrow. Everyone, I hope that you stay safe. Have a good day.
Boom. All right,
See
that
you
means
tomorrow, folks. Take care.
that means I take lead here, guys. Lord Ryan on out of here. Appreciate it. Shelly said, "No, don't leave. Don't leave." He's out, man. What can we do? All right, let's go ahead. Let's take the stocks from you guys out in the chat. IMPP coming on down there. I thought it could maybe go up there towards 85s today, but not doing it right now. INDO coming back a little bit there in the 930s. I looked to see if it could hold 920s. I got out last time it cracked there. We'll see if it gets to the 950s and really starts moving here. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY starting to hold there, but it can't hold VWAP. Every time it's going to VWAP, is rejecting there. So could be some people getting in bigger and bigger shorts on the downside. So watch out over there. FBX trying to continue the lift after today, raising its quarterly dividend up about 50%. And so FedEx continuing that rise today. Not a bad trade there. I know UPS has been trading with this also, so we'll see if this can get on up there. It did make a rise, so let's see if it catches a bid here. Smash the like. Kurt's talking about Beam. Let's take a look at Beam. This is a solar play. It has been beaten down before. Let's take a look at the daily chart as it tried to make a move back up last time. Kind of failed around the 20 level. Really, it's trying to just kind of close up this gap right now. It doesn't look too bad to kind of close up that gap. It could make a move up there towards, let's say, 1616 or 1666. And so we'll see if it can get on up there. It's definitely trying to close up some of that gap there. Am I really bullish on this one? Really, it's all just going to depend on solar overall, how that's going to move. And so you can take a look here at the solar industry chart, and you can see here how you had that recent rip, but you really just pulled back really quickly. You need to see this start coming back on roaring. And so you want to see some of these stocks really start taking lead. JKS doesn't look too bad there around the 60s. It did pull on back there. It was trying to get on through the 70s. Keep your eyes on that one. And a leader like ENPH, you want to see it back up through 200. All right, Quantum careful. XLE up. Net gas fell. Oof. Yeah, net gas. I don't know what's going on there. Let's take a look at the Boyle. Boyle down there towards 75.91. Definitely giving up a lot of that big gain that it had. Went from around the high today of 117 now to a low of 70. So definitely a turnaround there in natural gas. All right, we're gonna go ahead. What else is out there? There's some spam. I was wondering where they were. I got it now. All right, let's keep it going. Pretty much Chop Fest all morning. Yeah, definitely. The Chop Fest is on. You guys go ahead and go get yourself a little chop action. I don't know if you want to go to Chipotle, go get some good chop food, because, I mean, that's what we're going to eat right now. Well, honestly, we might be eating ramen with this market right now, but all right, guys, that's going to go ahead. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring in some FinTwit interviews here. I'm going to start wrapping on up, and then we'll get you guys on over to Benzinga Live. So don't worry. You guys don't got to go anywhere. I got some good content for you. We'll get into 3 interviews from the FinTwit conference. So if you guys are excited to go ahead. All right, so Rohan will be jumping on here, giving me those videos. We'll set on that up. But MRO up 6%. Yes, oil has been the trade today. I think oil was a good bounce back trade today. We'll see how this continues to go. I'm taking a look also at what's going on in the industries and sectors. Utilities have just completely wiped on out. And I thought the utilities were going to have a good move on up. Look how Duke has really came down here and really turned around. So I don't know what's going on in utilities. It could be because of the rising interest rates affecting them. But definitely they're getting crushed today. Southern Company, look how this has been going down in the last couple of days. This is down about now 10.7%. But also the market continuing to come on down there. Market now coming right back down here towards 374. Looks like every time it gets to VWAP, it rejecting off of there. So showing us more and more how shorters are stepping up at the VWAP. Jessica, that's what we're here for. We're here for you guys on out there. Bonds killing. Let's take a look there. Let's take a look at the TLT. TLT now down there towards 109.83s and continuing the downtrend that we're seeing there. When the bonds break and the equities break, where is there to save yourself? There's not much, at least for right now. We'll see if this can break through the lows. The lows right now, we have our 373.10. Can we get down to 372 today? Watch on out. We definitely don't want to see that break down there through the 373s. All right, guys, we can go ahead and bring on those 3 interviews from FinTwit Conference. Here you'll have Michael Boyd. You'll also have Hypergrowth and Peter Afrinja. I don't know who he is, but I need to go ahead and check it on out because I enjoyed the FinTwit Conference. But if you guys missed it, here's some of that action. Let's go. Cue it on up. Boom, boom. Do we got it ready? I'll full screen you. There you go.
All right, everyone. I'm joined by Michael Boyd. If anybody knows energy, it is him. If there's ever a crazy time for energy, Russia, Ukraine, it's now. Michael, give us the read.
I mean, there's a lot going on with energy right now. There's so many things we could talk about. We could talk about the refining markets. We could talk about gas prices. But I think the big thing right now is Europe, is natural gas prices in Europe. If you look at, natural gas prices in the United States, obviously we're up a lot, but, Europe is up 10, 11, 12 times versus what we used to be. Yeah, what it used to be like 2 years ago. So the big thing there is, how are they going to, as we get in, this is for natural gas, this is injection season. So as we get into that, Europe is trying to build their inventories as they get into winter. Looking at countries like Germany, Italy, they want to make sure that their citizens aren't cold, and you have Russia threatening to kind of cut off gas supply. So what is Europe going to do? That's the major question of the day. Are they going to boost domestic production? Are they going to pivot to other kinds of energy, or are they going to rely on the United States and other partners to kind of ship in natural gas via liquefied natural gas?
And I would imagine that it's a combination of all 3.
Yeah, I think that the plan right now is to have all 3 of those aspects kind of play into this, right? I think natural gas production in Europe is down more than 50% over the past 5 years. But I think you're going to start to see maybe some countries be willing to kind of open up drilling a little bit. It's hard for them to do based on all of their ESG initiatives and everything like that.
Absolutely.
Environmental stuff is very important, especially in Europe. But the United States is going to be a major partner here. So we have so many LNG projects on the way. If you go back just a few years, a lot of these projects were thought to be dead in the water. We had more than the FERC had more than 24 applications for various projects. Wow. We thought maybe only like 2, 3, or 4 would actually make it across the finish line. So it's looking a little bit better now. New projects, like if you look at like Lake Charles for energy transfer, Cheniere Energy, all these companies are starting to kind of boost brownfield capacity as well. And that's a good thing for American natural gas production as well, especially you look at production along the areas near the Gulf Coast where all these projects are going to be. So that mainly that's going to be the Haynesville Shale.
Okay. And so if I'm taking the perspective of the individual investor, what sorts of companies are interesting to look at? There's so many pieces of the ecosystem. Where are the pockets where you're seeing opportunity?
I think you can play it all through the energy chain, right? So if you look at like a company like Comstock, based out of, that's ticker CRK, based out of Haynesville Shale, they're growing production, great break-evens on their wells. A lot of that natural gas is already being exported, and it's going to grow in the future as more projects are built between 2024 and 2028. So that gas is going to have a lot of growth in homes elsewhere. If you're looking for someone to play LNG directly, you can look at someone like Energy Transfer with Lake Charles project. That's traditionally a midstream pipeline company, but Lake Charles is a big project for them. They've been trying to get that across the finish line for a long time now, and now they finally have the opportunity, starting to pen a few new contracts. And then if you go across the ocean, you can play it via European producers as well. So you have a lot of domestic gas producers. You can do that through the big names like Total or Royal Dutch or Shell, or even smaller producers like Vermilion Energy.
Okay. All right, so there's opportunity all over. What about the transportation side of things? Is that interesting at all, or interest there?
Yeah, I think you can always use like the shipping companies as well.
That's what I'm thinking,
yeah. People will have differing opinions there, but I think personally, a lot of the shippers have kind of reached kind of peak valuations. If you look at like ticker, FLNG or someone like that. But I think the market is growing with a lot of interest in this particular area of the market, and some spots are going to be undervalued and some spots are going to be overvalued.
Absolutely. And what I think makes this pocket of the market especially interesting right now is we're in a downturn where a lot of these growth type stocks, a lot of these technology type stocks have just gotten crushed. Multiples have compressed in major ways. And I'm hearing from more and more individual investors that they're looking for other pockets in the market. Given what's going on in the world, given what's going on in the broader market, it seems like the energy space may be somewhere for individual investors to start digging deeper.
No, I think it's a great place to invest, especially if you look at the multiple trading multiple differences between other sectors in the S&P versus the energy sector. It's great. And I have lots of people saying, hey, this seems like this trade is overdone. But if you look at a lot of energy ETFs, they actually had net outflows this year. Whereas someone like like ARK or some other ETF, net inflows, even with the stock prices cratering. So I think there's plenty of opportunity left in energy, and there's a great value proposition there.
Awesome. And do you have any particular names that are your favorites right now?
I gave you a few off my book already.
So it's like the ET, the CRK.
Yeah. ET, CRK, and ticker VET as well.
Okay, that's Vermilion.
Yes.
Awesome. Alrighty, let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
Let's say that there's an individual investor who's watching this. They might know the ARKs. They might know some of these growth stocks. They're not familiar with the energy market. Any suggestions on how they start learning about this market?
Sure. I offer a marketplace service hosted on Seeking Alpha. It's called Energy Investing Authority. So the pitch there is I spend a lot of my time working with management teams. So I'm heading out to a midstream conference next week. I have 25 one-on-ones scheduled with various management teams there. So a lot of my membership group, they're like, hey, can you ask Williams Company this question? I'm like, sure, yeah, I can. I'm meeting with them next week. I'll be happy to ask that for you. So a lot of relative valuation tools. You get all access to my personal portfolio, all the ideas that I have in the energy sector. So hit up Seeking Alpha. I've got 2-week free trials there. Give it a shot.
Perfect. And sorry, but you spurred another question. Do you ever do on-site visits, or have you done on-site visits?
I have done on-site visits. So
can you just describe what that's like? Because I imagine pretty much nobody who's watching this has done an on-site visit before.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the interesting thing with energy, right? Is, you know, if you're investing in Apple, you can kind of pick up your Apple phone, kind of look at it, and you're like,
Yeah, there
hey,
you
like
go.
this is how it works.
All right,
you
I
know?
get it. It works.
But if you think about like the Permian Basin in Texas, you probably haven't seen like an oil and gas well. So it's about what you would expect. Most of this stuff is very rural, so you kind of riding out there in the pickup truck, you know, out to an oil rig and kind of seeing how the wells work, seeing the people that kind of work out there every day to kind of keep America running, actually. So.
Okay, that's really cool. Awesome. Well, Michael, I appreciate the time. Appreciate you coming out.
Thank
and
you.
giving us some of the favorite names.
Of course.
Kathy Woodstocks.
I don't know about
Oh,
that.
we are recording. Okay,
Oh.
well, we can edit all this out.
Can you just hit the record button on the back when you're done? Just end it.
Wait. Oh, yeah, because you have to leave.
Yeah, just this red button on the back.
Yeah, I got you, my man. All right, that's what happens when Rohan's multitasking. All right.
What the fuck?
I'm good. Spencer Israel here at FinTwit 2022, joined now by or with Muji from Hypergrowth. Muji, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. You spoke at on stage yesterday. For the people that didn't or weren't able to see, give a quick rundown of what you talked about.
Yeah, sure. I am a growth investor. Great time to be a growth investor.
There have been better.
If you're buying, great time to be a growth investor. I spoke about, I'm a technologist, a former software developer, and have created a blog, Hypergrowth, with 3 H's at the start, that explains technology stocks for the most part. Typically enterprise tools, they sell services, cybersecurity, data services.
Right.
So I was talking about trends that I consider future forward, that I think are going to be highly successful trends over the next 2 to 3 years that a lot of enterprises are going to spend to solve.
So before we get to what those trends are, what do you say to people that are just like, man, you want to talk about software now? You want to talk about growth names now? It's brutal out there, man.
It is. Yes, there is risk off completely, and it's all about profits at this point. Whereas a lot of these companies were sinking their profits back into taking advantage of the opportunity that was right in front of them. I think it's a great time to buy. Now, I've had the advantage of being in these names for years, so I have a cushion. But these companies have become a lot. Their valuation has improved incredibly. If you're coming at it with fresh eyes.
And from a longer-term point of view,
that's exactly the excitement here. These are companies that are going to be highly successful for the next 2 to 3 years. If you've got a long-term mindset.
Is that your time horizon, 2 to 3 years? That's how far out you typically look, or are you going longer?
Yes. I mean, I'm constantly watching for execution, but I'm looking for longer-term trends.
Okay. So let's talk specifics, whether companies or trends. What technologies, what trends, what companies do you like right now?
So the trends I talked about in my talk are cybersecurity, network security in particular.
It's been a big one.
It's in the news every month at this point.
It's been a relative outperformer too, the software stock, the cybersecurity stocks. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, outside of the last 2 weeks maybe, but yes, it's been a highly successful area, and really from here it's rising tide lifts all boats. All cybersecurity companies, I think, are going to do extremely well in their execution from here. But I'm trying to find specific trends within network security, and I think Zero Trust, which is helping connect enterprise workforce to the applications they use in a secure way, and SASE networks, which are trying to be an enterprise backbone. It's a network as a service for enterprises. You don't have to maintain IT staff, firewalls, routers, have all these appliances yourself. You can use a service that exists out in the cloud to hook up all the networks and systems and users for you. So I'm looking to those as being rising trends.
What companies do those?
So Zscaler, Cloudflare are companies that provide Zero Trust services to help connect your workforce to the applications they use, regardless of where the workforce lives around the globe, regardless of where the applications live around the globe, either internally or external services they need to log into Salesforce or Workday for HR.
Okay. All right, so 2 names you like on the cyber front. Let's move away from cyber for a second.
Sure.
What else do you like?
Data and analytics.
Okay.
Data is ever growing. Every company now realizes, A, they need a software company. Yeah. You have to interconnect your systems with your partners. You have to interconnect with your customers. You have to have a website. You have to have a mobile application, a rewards program. So companies have to be software companies alone. But you collect data for that about your customers, about your sales, about your supply chain, about your distribution network, your factories, whatever. You're collecting that data today, and you're going to collect it tomorrow, and you're going to collect it the next day. Data is ever growing, and then you're growing as a business on top of it. Well, think about that kind of exponential growth of data. There's companies out there that are providing services that are vital, whether sitting as a database underneath your application for you to go log into and go through an e-commerce shopping cart, but also companies like Snowflake, where you're collecting a lot of data into one centralized cloud service. And what's awesome about Snowflake is they live across all clouds. I consider them a cross-cloud service. Collecting it all in one place to take better advantage of, become a smarter organization around it, gain business intelligence. And in Snowflake's case, you can start sharing that data. You can anonymize your data and sell it to others. You can buy data from other people to enrich your own data with. And you can create pockets of data between other users on Snowflake for something like a consortium or a group of business partners can all share data in the same spot.
I take it you like Snowflake.
I definitely like
What do you look for in a leadership team or from a company? Like what sorts of characteristics you say, okay, I think these guys, they know what they're doing.
In general, I like software-driven processes. You're not having to deal with supply chains and distributions and stuff.
Okay.
I like software. I like cloud-native companies. As far as the management team goes, certainly have a preference for founders that have a vision. But it's, to me, about, especially with tech, it's so hard to understand. The whole point of my blog is to explain to generalists what these companies do and kind of boil it down. I like management teams that can really make the value prop of their service clear, but then also make clear to investors what's actually attractive about the company, what's the potential of the company. So you need a management team who can really explain things.
Got it.
But obviously have a preference for founders as well.
All right, and that's also where you step in as well. Muji from Hypergrowth with 3 H's?
Yes, sir.
Right?
HHHYPER growth.com.
All right, thanks for coming on FinTech 2022.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right.
All right, everyone, I'm joined by Peter Afringa. Peter digs very deep into stocks. So given all this market volatility we've been seeing, it's been a couple months now. Peter, how are you handling it? What's going on? How's your process changed? Give me the lowdown.
Yeah, well, my process really hasn't changed a whole lot. I still try and invest in my category, which is software infrastructure, and I try and identify those companies that I think will have durable growth, which to me means that their revenue growth and their cash flow generation will be consistent over time. And I think that the reason that's important in an environment like this is that as valuation multiples may compress, those multiples at least will remain consistent if the company can generate and deliver consistent results over time. So even if their multiple compresses to some low level, from that point going forward, we can expect the stock price to increase relative to or proportional to their revenue growth or their cash flow growth from that point going forward.
Okay, so you're still picking stocks.
I'm still picking
The way that you're approaching it is you want good, sturdy companies that are still going to see revenue grow, free cash flow grow.
Right.
Have you made your position size smaller by chance? Have you made it larger? We're down about 18% year to date in the S&P 500, or just holding steady?
No, I'm just holding steady. I make small adjustments every couple quarters based on how the company's performing, but not any real significant changes. Certainly not relative to the macro. I just still try and identify those companies that I think are going to grow through this period. I have a couple of criteria that I look for as I pick those companies, but for the most part, those really haven't changed, except I will admit a lot more focus on cash flow generation, or I would say not an equal amount of focus on cash flow generation as revenue growth. I think 6 to 12 months ago, we growth investors were laser focused on revenue growth. Nitpicking incremental changes in quarter to quarter in a company's revenue growth. Whether it's accelerating or decelerating, but kind of ignoring cash flow and profitability. Now I feel like those two factors really need to be more equally evaluated.
Okay. Fair enough. And what are your time horizons when you're picking stocks?
Usually 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
So I think that allows enough time to really absorb any kind of changes in the market, or if the company's going through some point of their S curve, or maybe adoption isn't quite as robust as we want, but I still like to try and align to like the long-term vision.
Yep. And so tell me if this is a fair characterization. As a long-term fundamental investor, you're not calling this a huge, crazy buy the dip opportunity. You're not calling this a let's get scared and pull back. You're saying, I have my process. It's been tried and tested, and I'm holding steady with that process and doing the same research I always do. Is that fair?
No, I think that's accurate. And I think a lot of the companies that I invest in are riding what we would call the digital transformation tailwinds, which is really about enterprises digitizing the way that they reach customers, the way that they interact with their partners, and fundamentally how these companies are doing business over the internet.
Yep.
So for me, as long as the internet is continues to be used, then I'm okay with my investment philosophy. Now, if we stopped using the internet, then I would have a problem with the companies that I'm invested in.
Fair enough. Can you give us some names?
Sure.
Throw some favorites out there and give us the why as well.
I think 3 companies are really make up my primary holdings and the ones that I like the most. First is Snowflake.
Okay, and Snowflake, it's ticker SNOW.
Correct.
How long have you been in it?
I've been in it for about a year.
Okay, and now I cut you off, keep going.
Yeah, so I like Snowflake because, and with all these companies, I'm really looking for a large addressable market. I'm looking for rapid product expansion into adjacent categories, and I'm looking for the ability to expand customer spend over time.
Okay.
So with Snowflake, their addressable market is data processing. Yep. As we're going through digital transformation, first party data, personalization with consumers, just the amount of data that's getting created every year is increasing almost exponentially, and you throw in Internet of Things, and some of the things going on in Industry 4.0 and manufacturing processes, et cetera. There's just so much data being created. I think Snowflake's very well positioned to take advantage of that, and we're seeing that manifested in their dollar-based net expansion rate, which is like over 170% in the last quarter, meaning that year to year, customers are spending 70% more each year. Now, that's not going to stay at that level forever, but they've talked about that staying at or around 150% for many years. So I feel good about how Snowflake is positioned.
Okay, there's one. You promised us 3.
I promised you 3. The second is Datadog.
Okay,
so,
Datadog symbol?
DDOG.
DDOG, right.
So
both of these are relatively newer stocks as well, correct?
Correct. They're a newer company. I mean, these companies, I think Snowflake was founded in 2012-ish.
But I'm saying their debut on the public markets within the past 2 years, right?
Correct. Yeah, all 3 that I'm going to talk about have IPO'd within the last 3 years.
All right.
So Datadog, as we see more and more applications being created on the internet, I think IDC has some metric that there's going to be like 800 million new applications created over the next 3 or 4 years, which is more than the number in the last 40 years total. All those applications need to be monitored, whether it is for performance, their log data, how the infrastructure is performing, how users are, what kind of experience users are having, and even the security of those applications. I think Datadog is very well positioned. They're the leader in the observability market. They're continuing to grow very rapidly. Their revenue growth has been what I call durable, at 50% or more for the last 3 years. And they're also growing their cash flow and their profitability over that time. In fact, in the last quarter, they quadrupled their operating income and tripled their cash flow at the same time while increasing revenue by 83% year over year. So.
All right, and you might like this, Peter. Benzinga is a Datadog customer.
Oh, nice.
We pay them $7,000 a month.
There you go.
And for all of our Benzinga Pro users out there, it's pro.benzinga.com. Datadog is keeping us up and running. If there's ever an issue, a quote provider goes down, Datadog lets us know.
Well, there you go. So there's a tangible use case that
There
you
you
can
go.
understand. And the third company I like is Cloudflare.
Okay.
And the symbol is NET, N-E-T. So Cloudflare is interesting because they have this very broad mission statement, which is helping to build a better internet, which has allowed them to get their fingers into lots of different services, whether it relates to network security, developer tools, DDoS protection, just anything associated with making one's internet experience better, whether it's as a user, making it more secure, or as a developer, creating the ability to have these distributed applications and content sent all over the globe. Their product delivery cadence is extreme, meaning they are launching new products across that category faster than any company I've ever seen. They're wrapping up an innovation week this week, they call Platform Week, and they've launched more products in that last week than I feel like they launched in the whole second half of last year. So that delivery cadence is accelerating, which is really exciting about them. And they continue to expand spend with customers as well. Their dollar-based net retention rate was 117% 2 years ago. Most recent quarter was 127%. So you see this gradual progression of capturing more and more percentage of a customer's wallet, whereas they roll out more products, their customers are spending more money with them, which of course reduces their cost of sale, and it makes it very easy for them to maintain this high revenue growth over time without incrementally spending more on sales and marketing.
Okay, and guess what? Also a customer at Cloudflare.
There you go.
I will say this though, Snowflake, we had a demo of.
Yes.
And we decided to hold off for the time being.
Fair enough.
We just couldn't prioritize the project.
Okay. And that's
but yes,
common.
Datadog, Cloudflare, Benzinga, we are customers of both.
Nice.
I've like talked about for forever that like we should just make a Benzinga ETF like of all of our service providers, because we also use HubSpot.
Okay.
Been a great stock.
Yep.
Bill.com been a great
There
stock.
you go.
Salesforce been a great stock.
Yeah.
Amazon Web Services been
There
a
you go.
great stock.
Yeah. No, it's for what you're touching on is what I like to call the pick and shovel play, which is a company that's an innovator like Benzinga. In order to deliver their services, they need tools to allow them to do the things they do, to be more efficient at that. And so, a very good investment strategy is to look
All right.
investing
Looks
in
like
consumer
I went
experiences
a little bit
themselves,
past, and
but-
you guys got a little bit extra there that you might have not. We might have not wanted to give you everything there, but we're going to go ahead and bring you on over to Benzinga Live. So get on over there to AB. Go see what he's trading in. See if AB can find some bottoming in this market. We'll see what happens. I'll see you next time. Hit the like button, like always, guys, and let's keep it going.